Indeed. I hope Ivan behaves well on stream. All right, we're off.
All right, here we go.
So you see right off the bat, our runners are going to go from Samus's ship to one of two places, either straight into Link to the Past, or they're going to drop down the corridor to the Blue Brinstar area where they can check two in-logic items.
Yeah, Solsky normally will check the first two items. So he's definitely heading towards Retro Brinstar. We'll also see here, what's the first item on Lake Hylia Island? It looks like a missile pack? Yep. Okay.
Yep, very common for that. With regard to the timers on screen, there's a little bit of desync, which will be fixed up over the course. Ooh, Hammer and Sanctuary.
I'm glad that
The timers will be fixed up with some pauses in the near term to make sure everyone's timer and game progress is in sync.
All right, and a +5 something. So an arrow or a bomb capacity upgrade on the Morph Ball pedestal inside of Super Metroid. But Big 20 inside of Link's house to start, and the Magic Hammer. Glad that was not in Lower Norfair. I didn't commentate. Oh, that's so rude. I jumped.
That's a nice find.
And he's gonna keep it. He's not gonna reset. So that's really awesome. Okay.
Yep. Something like a high jump boots or ice beam would normally be required to reach that item, but in the hard logic, you're actually supposed to do that damage boost. So Solsky gets a bit of an edge for whenever he first ventures into Super Metroid for doing a lot more checks.
All right, and Maniacal on his side did a little camera manipulation trick called the Houlihan, which takes you into a room with 225 rupees. That is just an early way to get some extra rupees for your beginning. It's nice to pick up. You'll be able to buy bombs if you don't get them from a chest or a boss. I'm sorry, an enemy drop. And
a neat thing. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say there's also the 50-50% chance bushes right here in front of the grove that could, like that one, possibly drop a bomb for you.
Yep, there's merit to a lot of different opening routes. They all have little advantages and disadvantages. The south route has free bombs, but it might be a little bit slower to some of the first few checks. The north route has a chance to farm off bush crabs and things, whereas going in other directions might, say, get you something that you can unlock in Kakariko before your first visit, like a bottle for Sick Kid or a flute to turn on.
Yes. Did Maniacal pre-check the game here? Something that we want?
I think he just went in blind.
Big 20. All right, we got a map check. 5-6 crystal at Tower of Hera. Regular crystal at Desert. And a pendant for Eastern. Red pendant, so we're not looking at a vanilla pendant.
Yes. We've got Solsky talking to the uncle and seeing what is left behind for his poor nephew. Unfortunately, just a couple of missiles.
But we did find morph bombs and half magic inside of the Blinds Hut in Kakariko Village. So we will probably see quite a few bomb chorizos going on today.
Maniacal's going to go and buy some bombs here using that money from Houlihan. Always a good opening strategy. You get pretty much as many bombs as you want once you've got that starting 200, because you could go back to the shop 4 times if you're really aggressively using your bomb.
Yeah, and Metroid MST hopping into the well here doesn't have a bomb to blow up that back room. Getting a couple big 20s, so he's got, and a 300 rupee pickup. And the mirror? It's a loaded Kakariko Village today.
Mirror, hammer, high jump boots currently are available unique items.
And lantern from the bottle vendor. Yo, that's pretty nice to find.
So I'm trying to piece together. There's not much telling, or not many telling signs so far. It's likely that we'll have to go into a lamp locked location early, which might just be walking up Death Mountain.
All right, so Maniacal's going to take a look at this item that Metroid MST had to leave behind. Just the red boomerang, so he's not going to be missing out on too much. But I suspect that once he picks up some bombs, he'll head back and check that. Because you never want to leave one location.
For sure. So as soon as we have Morph Ball for Super Metroid, the game kind of blows wide open. Especially with those high jump boots, there's a lot of mobility available, and that can actually get us all the way to Death Mountain with the Morph Ball bombs we've found.
Yeah, indeed.
So that could then lead runners up to Tower of Hera, where they could use the hammer to kill Moldorm and the lamp to unlock the basement if needed.
Alright, Metroid MST gonna head back to this location to pick up his red boomerang. Probably be a little sad to see that that's what he missed behind that wall, but glad to not leave a location behind. So we are still looking for a lot of items in both games, obviously, just starting out, but our Dark World access just requiring Moon Pearl and gloves, or possibly Moon Pearl and Aga access. Hopefully we don't have to do agate.
Yeah, this randomizer can be a little bit tricky in how it can bait you into doing Aghanim plays, because the items that are required to do Aghanim also tend to appear early in the game anyways, right? Lamp,
Indeed.
Moon Pearl, these are like standard Dark World access, first couple of dungeons. But then sometimes you just have to make that call and decide if it's an Agassi.
And the other thing that I know a lot of people who are watching this may be thinking of, we are still on version 29 of the Link to the Past randomizer for this combo. So the logic issue that a lot of people might know about, where one sword, cape, and lamp are all that's required for Aga, that doesn't affect this combo randomizer. So logically, Master Sword could potentially still be our access without Magic Cape.
That's right. This randomizer does have logical quirks of its own. Some things that will be fixed in future versions. The biggest one right now is that there's disproportionately more progression placed in Link to the Past dungeons, and specifically ones with a lot of keys. So you might see runners prioritize something like Palace of Darkness over a Super Metroid location like Wrecked Ship.
Yeah. Yep. Or Crocomire. Always bet on Croc, that's what I say.
Yeah, until it's just a croc, and then you gotta spam your Duke Croc with that.
Yeah.
There was a glove in the sunken chest here, or sunken item in the dam.
Soggy pair of gloves. We like seeing that.
Yeah, except when it's winter, and then when your gloves are all soggy and like from playing in the snow and your hands freeze.
The Boss
go
A
ahead.
in chat asking, is Andy on this race? If not, then Solsky has this. Andy is not in this race today. Flippers in the first chest. And Maniacal's going to take that key from the blue guard and head to the back.
Nice. Yeah, so Maniacal is doing something here that, if you're not familiar with Link to the Past randomizer, key logic is a bit of a thorny thing to work out in your head. But essentially, in the first two chests that are available in the front of Escape, if you don't find a key, the game assumes that the key drops you get from the Ice Beam and Sahasra. The game assumes that the key you get from any of those guards you will use in the worst way possible, and so it logically arranges keys to prevent you from soft locking your game and having items become inaccessible. So it actually will assume that you'll take that and use it in the Dark Cross, which would lock you out of Zelda's cell. So functionally, unless you have logical access to the back of Escape to guarantee you can find all the keys, you can't get into Zelda. Well, you can get into Zelda's cell. But anyways, that's a fun quirk about key logic if you've ever been wondering.
And Maniacal just got another key, or what was in that dark chest?
Must have been a key because he's continuing on. He's
Well,
going to
he
be able to get one from
took
the
the
rat
key to
here.
go to the back, right?
Yeah, but then he got one more. Or is no?
And
Hang on.
Bruna.
I think I missed.
I just saw on his menu. Oh, he's getting bullied by those rats.
Well, I think he's intentionally taking damage because he wants to death warp and finish the escape. Ooh,
Yeah, but
plasma, that's a payoff.
yeah, definitely. Oh, and Kane of Samaria, yo. I was just saying that they were like while I was trying to plant the bomb, they were like bumping into him and stuff. So. Right.
So despite all that stuff I just said about the logic, by the way, they do have glove and lamp. So no matter what, from any direction, they had full access to the
Dark
escape
Mountain.
sequence.
Or yeah, that too. And Death Mountain. Sorry. So we're still on the hunt for the morph ball, and that could definitely be at Death Mountain. I'm not sure if we've seen anybody make it all the way to Ice Rod Cave yet, have we? Do you know if you've seen that?
Yeah, there was a trip to Ice Rod Cave.
Okay.
I did not see what was in it. I just saw the door be bombed open.
Ice Rod Cave was missiles. Okay, cool.
But yeah, flippers, glove, lamp. We've actually gotten a lot of Link to the Past Light World open quite early in the game.
Yeah, we got
and
a lot of
actually,
rupees too. So Zora.
So yeah, Zora's a play. And also a lot of the common sequence breaks that you see early are obviated. We don't need to fake flipper. We don't need to do dark rooms and so forth.
Exactly. And half magic early is Varia. And,
Okay.
And a map at Zelda's chest, so they're just gonna leave that item behind. Yo, that's pretty hype.
Wow. So no heated rooms will be required without a suit. However, Varia and High Jump, along with Death Mountain access, is possibly telling about a Morph Ball location. It could be in the Bubble Mountain area of Super Metroid.
Mm-hmm. Metroid MST didn't do the back of escape yet, so he doesn't know that the map is going to be chest.
Ivan's taking our first trip up Death Mountain. Gonna rescue the old man. And I must say, shout out to... Oh, go ahead.
From the hobo, that's all.
Yeah, shout out to our beam combination. We already have Ice Plasma, which is pretty potent. And that's a Moon Pearl from the old man. A little French vanilla. It is acquired up on Death Mountain.
That's true.
So with that, this seed is actually wide open. Now there's Dark World access and logic. So that whole swath of checks can be done. A lot can be seen in Super Metroid with the suit and high jump combo. An Ice Beam, you can go up Red Tower.
We got missiles at the Desert Ledge, arrow capacity upgrade, and missiles again in in the. Oh no, it's Phaser.
Yeah,
sorry.
the Meme Beam, which we won't need because we found Plasma.
Right, exactly. Mitts? Somebody said Mitts? Inside or on Spectacle Rock? Is that what I said? What? Okay.
Wow, it's lit.
Yeah, that is very early Mitts, so very nice to see. Still gonna be looking for quite a few things behind Mitts. We'll need some sort of fire rod or bombos for Ice Palace. We've got flippers, a sword, and then flute for anything Misery Mire related that would not require lava dives and stuff for lower Norfolk access.
Yep, and we got a big ripoff from Zora, who's just got a piece of heart today.
What's here on the ledge that Maniacal's going for? Oh, well, there's that bombos that I was just talking about.
Okay, so we've got some pretty interesting stuff happening here. We already could go to Ice Palace in the Dark World because we have bombos for entry, and then mitts and flippers to get in. Plus, hammer allows navigation through most of it if you break the hook shot. requirements that it could potentially have.
Yeah. Ivan did not do a map check while he was in the Dark World. Okay, there's a hook shot.
Free seed.
This is not hard logic at all. Oh, but most of this is linked to the past too, so we could still require some hard logic access. Green Pendant and Misery Mire. Good to know.
Yeah, what I'd like to see is required backdoor entry into Meridia suitless in order to find progression, because we can get there now.
Indeed.
ETAP in chat says boing, which is from the pedestal or tablet text for the hookshot. Though the first time I ever read that, I thought it was spring ball. It made a lot more sense to be spring ball. So I was like, oh, I don't need this, whatever. And then, sure enough, it turned out to be the hookshot, and my whole seed was ruined.
That is that is pretty rough. It's not as bad as like Gravity Suit, but
all right, so we'll see Maniacal going into Eastern, which is almost full clearable. There could be one item locked by the bow on Armos Knights, while Ivan's going to check the cutscene chest here in Hera, which I think is going to be the big key, looking at his inventory.
yeah. Map in the first chest here in Eastern Palace, as Solsky doesn't have the lamp. He didn't buy it from the bottle vendor.
Oh, maybe he didn't go to Kakariko with enough money the first time around, or he could have just
But he
missed
got
it.
300 rupees in the well.
Ooh, might be a mislocation then. But Solsky can break the lamp, no problem. It'll just slow his pace down a little bit.
Heart and a half as he's heading through the back of the escape area here, pushing these Samaria blocks to kind of bully the ropas or the snakes, and making his way over here. It picks up that chest. Almost. I don't know if he is looking for the chest right now. Ah, okay. I was gonna... Got it. So I'm guessing Ivan's not opening any more chests. Did he already get the first two items in the front of?
Yeah, when he was in the basement, he didn't have any dungeon items in his inventory, so it must have been 2 real items right up front. Or no, there must have been a small.
Had to get a small key.
So one item up front, and then he must have gotten one more.
Okay. Cool. And the big chest in Eastern holds the compass.
So given that Ivan passed Spectacle Rock to get to Hera, they should have mitts on their tracker.
Yeah. And they'll be heading over to Spiral Cave and then probably jumping down to Paradox. And then, or probably actually do Paradox first, jump down, do Spiral Cave, and then pick up that the rock to do Dark Death Mountain, because they have Hookshot, they have Hammer, they have Mitts, and Moon Pearl. So this is a really an X-ray on the floating island there. So a really fortunate routing to have Hookshot there in Screw Attack in Eastern Palace.
I was holding my breath because Maniacal missed the damage boost once or twice and was down to half a heart, but fortunately got the Screw Attack. And that's enough for Maniacal to go into Super Metroid, it looks like. Yeah. Doesn't know about the Dark World access being fully available yet.
DH Stom in chat is saying, tracking is hard, especially with 4 people. Sometimes you miss things.
Why, yes.
I'm dying.
Oh, I just noticed the pun. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm going to go with at least a 9 out of 10 for that.
That was a good one. I like that.
So here's a funny thing about hard logic. The runners know what can be required of them in Super Metroid, and Maniacal is doing one of those things, these delayed wall jumps to get up to the gauntlet. He's pursuing the screw attack because he thinks that that might be his progressive item. Unfortunately, with incomplete information, he might be making a suboptimal play here.
Paradox seems first two chests holding ooh, E-Tank. That's the first one we've seen, I think. And we got two and grapple beam, so
Okay.
that's a pretty
So a
nice
bunch of
Super
ammo.
Metroid Paradox cave. Bunch of ammo, bunch of health.
So Ivan's in a pretty interesting spot. When you come to East Death Mountain for the first time and you have all the things, you have hookshot, mitts, mirror, etc.
Yes.
There's probably
Gator
like one
Savaria?
optimal way to loop around and get all the checks done. I haven't actually figured it out yet, so I end up like kind of doubling back or like dropping down, being like, "Oh crap, I was supposed to go up to that cave first." And
Alright, so Pod is the last pendant. Thieves Town is the last 5/6 crystal. Everything else is normal. Easy. I think the optimal way to generally do it is if you have all of that access to start, you want to go from the top of the mountain, do Spiral Cave, head directly into the Dark World, and then you go to that double cave area and you mirror just in front of that to head directly into Paradox Cave, because you have the mirror, so you can mirror buffer the block and push it out of the way, and then you can do the two bottom items, head up to the top, grab the last 5 items, jump down, and then head back out that door, back into your mirror portal, and then head directly into Super Cave.
okay, and then hookshot cave and check the TR medallion and stuff.
Yep, exactly. And then with X-ray on the floating island, you probably would check that after. Quake 4 TR.
Vanilla. So Maniacal's got these 2 checks here in Pink Brinstar before he's going to get possibly stonewalled, unless Morph Ball is down here. We'll probably see him reset back to the
Morph
ship.
Ball's not down there.
Well then.
Yeah. Morph Ball is in Hookshot Cave, so Ivan made the correct play all the way up to Death Mountain to get those Titan mitts, pick up the hookshot, and then head directly towards East Death Mountain to Dark Death Mountain to Hook. So perfectly done by Ivan. Very well played.
Yep, Death Mountain was the entire play, so anyone who goes that way soon will get rewarded and be able to progress deeper into the seed. But for now, Ivan has a pretty substantial lead, and even in the early game at 23 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. And it looks like he's heading probably towards Hype Cave just to check a couple more Link to the Past locations before even thinking about heading into Super.
Once again, we see Silsky in the dark, alas.
At least he knows his way around. And Maniacal just did a cool trick with that screw attack. If you go to the old Mother Brown location, you can actually... Oh, is that an ice rod?
I couldn't quite tell. It kind of looked purple, which is halfway in between.
I don't know. We'll have to wait for a menu check, I'm sure. He'll probably switch to that soon before heading over to Pyramid Ledge to grab his hat.
It seemed reddish.
He's going to Stumpy. We got a rod of some flavor.
So Maniacal's going to get these high jump boots and definitely keep them.
Yeah.
Personally, high jump boots are my single favorite item to get in combo rando. It just makes a world of difference with how your movement feels throughout the whole game.
Okay, so there's 2 rods. Mark them both. I don't know which one. He's got both.
It was Ice Rod and Hype Cave, clearly, because there's our Fire Rod. So we're double rodded. Which means we're a Quake medallion away from being able to full clear Turtle Rock.
And a sword. Because you have to have a sword to use the medallions. And of course,
Oh my goodness, I totally forgot about that.
yeah. There's another E-tank there in south of the Grove Cave. And there's so much stuff. How is this such a nice seed? Why don't I ever get seeds like this? I mean, I guess it could still be something like gravity at pedestal or something, but these runners are capable of doing gravityless Norfair. Or, I mean, Meridia.
Yeah, that no gravity Meridia is basically our last shot at truly hard things. So we'll see. Someone I think asked earlier in chat if gravity could be at the item up and to the right of Dragon. It can, and in fact, it
Yes.
can be at any location other than I think the Main Street supers because the storing a spark suit isn't in logic, and
Yeah.
it can't be in Dragon itself, which even in hard does require gravity suit.
The boss or the boss A in chat saying that Turtle Rock is in play. He doesn't have Quake Medallion and he doesn't have a sword to actually open up Turtle Rock yet. So logically he has access to do everything inside of Turtle Rock, but he doesn't have a way to get into it yet. So oh, Metroid MST almost got bullied by Moldorm there and
Indeed, and
boosted
that was
right
close to
over
the
that gap.
yeah the 2 floor fall, which is the
Yeah.
worst one. Ivan's just going to have a really clean first Dark World loop here with all the stuff he has available. Gets to do all the Smith sequence with the mirror. Gets to do hammer pegs first time through. Can full clear Thieves Town.
Yeah, definitely doing really well with his routing execution. He's leaving behind the purple chest, or he'll just probably grab it after. I don't know.
Yeah. Once Ivan finds a sword, Skull Woods will become a play. You do need a sword to get rid of those pesky little thorny curtains in the back to reach the boss of Skull Woods.
Indeed. So Maniacal is kind of doing like a backwards progression through Ice Rod Cave to Mini Moldorm. And then is he going to head over to the dam after this to... I mean, he's chasing flippers at that point by the time he went to Ice Rod Cave first. But now he's heading over to dam, so he'll pick up his gloves.
He might be a little disappointed to see like that he put gloves off for or put this location off and thus the gloves off for this long.
Right, and checked Super Metroid and all of that, I believe. And Metroid MST up here in Hookshot Cave going to be grabbing his Morph Ball. And Ivan got Space Jump from
Was it
Village of
Sea House
Outcasts
or
here.
maybe the Brewer?
I think so.
It says Siriu, our tracker, says brewery. Nice.
That's a lot of really great movement abilities in Super Metroid. That gives us our Cam Fly. So that opens up Criteria Power Bomb location and a lot in Norfair with that Barrier. But he has not been to Escape yet. Ivan has not, so I'll have to see how long he puts that off.
Yeah, from Escape, especially if you get a lot of progression elsewhere and you kind of move past Sphere 1, that can be a location that even very good runners will just cut out and put off for a long time.
Yeah. All right, Maniacal's got his gloves now, so he's probably going to head straight to Sanctuary and up Death Mountain. And he'll be able to pick up his Moon Pearl hookshot and progress further through to pick up Morph Ball eventually at Hookshot Cave.
Fun fact about Ivan: Ivan and Andy were running a co-op of this combo randomizer on stream the other day, and actually set the two best times for any. But of course, it's easier with co-op.
Co-op.
A combo randomizer with Andy getting a 156 and Ivan getting a 202 in the same seed.
Really? I know that Wild Anaconda and Alucard 2004 have been trying for a very long time to get the sub 2 combo seed, and it sounds like Ivan and Andy beat him to it.
Yeah, they tweeted a sportsman-like tweet. I'll just say at the pair of Alucard and Wild Anaconda, saying "Your move."
Wow. So next time we have a 2v2 combo randomizer tournament, we'll have to see them duke it out again, because it was those four in the finals. Ivan and Andy, previously his teammates, and Wildcard, and with Wild Anaconda and Alucard together. That is crazy.
And a lot of those names are, of course, really significant. Ooh, Ivan found the first sword in Thieves Town.
Oh, nice. You will need that to to get through quite a few dungeons, as well as makes blind a little bit easier, so you're not just running around Burna, Samaria, Hammer blind. Nobody ever likes to do that.
Well, wait, you said Cane of Birna, right? That one's free.
Right, I was going to say, though, with Half Magic and Cane of Birna, that is very, very easy. But, yeah, sword is usually the play that most people like to use because of the predictability of the movements that blind does. So I don't know which a lot of people would really prefer to do, so we'll see.
Yeah, just a moment ago, I was going to point out a lot of the people we were talking about were formative in the creation of this randomizer. They did a lot of the beta testing to help out Total. They helped with a lot of the logic and just getting everything sorted out. So big kudos to them.
And Charge Beam in the basement of Thieves Town, there, right by the Maiden. So that's really nice.
Yes, with X-ray and plasma available, assuming people don't skip the X-ray, though they might, because you kind of have to go through the back of hook shot and mirror, and it's kind of slow. We can microwave up to 3 bosses in Super Metroid.
Two bosses and a mini? Two mini bosses?
I mean, boss wound, whatever you want to call them.
And Crocomire.
Oh, that's true. Just Charge and Plasma does kill Crocomire, but you get all the iframes without iframe resets without having to use the X-ray scope.
That's true. Yep. And blind with just some blueberries, and Ivan finishes up, collects his second crystal, though that is both of the 5/6 crystals, so that opens up Pyramid Fairy. Ooh. I just realized that. That is crazy. What?
I love an early Pyramid Fairy. It always seems like a really solid chase for progression, because even though it's only 2 checks, the amount of things usually required to piece together 2 dungeons, complete them, and then go to the Pyramid Fairy is a lot, and the logic in this randomizer tends to favor combining things and kind of going in a deep, linear fashion through the seed.
And Metroid MST making the play over here to Skull Woods, but I don't think he's been to Hype Cave or Stumpy yet, so he doesn't have that rod that he needs.
Yep, can only do the front, which is still a decent dip, depending on your routing. I usually will do this if it's a pendant. If it's a crystal, I like to hold off until I have what it takes to complete the dungeon.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so he doesn't have the bomb jump, so he's going to take the vanilla intended strat on how you're supposed to get to the big key room. Because he did pick up that big key in the Gibdo jail.
Oh, yeah, he could do a bomb jump. You can do it without a sword, but maybe he relies on a sword-based visual cue for it.
Yeah. All right, just the map. So I think the only things that we've seen so far is a small key, the big key, compass, and map. So there's 2 items still waiting for us at Skull Woods. Ivan heading directly to the back. He's not even going to wait He's going to go straight for Mothula, and then he'll kind of backwards clear through Skullwood.
Yep, really efficient to do Skullwoods that way. When it's a crystal, you just minimize the number of total chests you're expected to check because you're likely to find your last items.
And that movement through that Stealthos or the Gibdo room there with the torches, that was very impressive by Ivan. He didn't care to kill anything. He was just like, let's go. Grabbing that key from the Gibdo here, gonna pass through and head straight to Mothula.
Yeah, that movement you were talking about and avoiding killing the Gibdos meant that Ivan gets to go in with much more magic to Mothula, which is great because he's on Fighter Sword Green Mail.
Yeah, hammer is generally the best way because it's only 4 hammer hits, but with Fighter Sword and Fire Rod, half magic, a little low on hearts. Green Mail is always scary on Mothula, but I think he'll probably do just fine. Yeah.
That is a whopping 3 crystals for Ivan at 35 minutes. I just want to say.
And he hasn't even been into Super Metroid yet at all. 100 rupees in Spike Cave from Solski there. So nice to see that he fully cleared everything in Death Mountain, including Spike Cave, because he had that Kena Burna. Went all the way there. Half magic makes that super easy. And then we just have Turtle Rock left. And get it.
So because we haven't been spending much time in Super Metroid up to now, with Solski making our first true foray with all the required items, we haven't talked much about like
plasma.
Nice. About what we can access, what our items do for us. We've actually got pretty aggressively open Super Metroid access at this point because High Jump and Ice Beam and Grapple, the 3 of those combine to give us Suitless Meridia. And the addition of Space Jump to all that means that if we can find Spring Ball, Suitless Shack Tool would come into logic.
You're so mean. All right, so Solski going out our first peek here at the Criteria. Oh, he bombed just a little early. The explosion didn't quite reach that room, but he's going to give us a peek here at Criteria Power Bombs, which is missiles today. And Bumper Cave, Piece of Heart. Still haven't seen Magic Cape, so that wouldn't have been something that we would be directly. Nice to see.
Yep. In many cases, Magic Cape and Cane of Bjorn kind of double up and do the same thing as each other, but for Bumper Cave, it's Cape and Cape only.
Mm-hmm. All right, Maniakal's going to go for the bomb jump here.
I love seeing Link move that way and set up bomb jumps without a sword. It's just so cute. I don't know.
He's like, punch the air, and then I'm going to move slowly backwards.
Yeah, 38 minutes, relatively late into the seed, at least for this level of runners. We're seeing our first full trip through Kateria and Brinstar Loop from Solski, so we're going to get a lot of new checks here.
So Ivan may be thinking about what you mentioned very early on here in commentating. Oh, is he heading to Swamp instead? Oh, okay. I was gonna say he was probably heading to Pod because of the key to item density. Oh, pyramid. Okay.
All good plays though. I mean, Swamp Palace is. Let's see, we've got Hammer, Hookshot, Flippers, Mirror. That's everything, right? Yeah, so we could full clear Swamp.
Yep.
Pod, we still need the bow.
Yeah.
It's really an embarrassment of riches in this seed as far as what our runners have available to them to full clear. There's just so much in both games. So right now it's really coming down to how efficiently do you route and not waste time anywhere.
Yeah, and Saryu, our tracker, mentioning that Solski got powder in the back of Gauntlet. I had just been looking at what Ivan was doing when I missed that. So he'll also be able to check everything here in the Green Brinstar area. That Maniacal wasn't able to.
Yep, and even without Speed Booster, this whole back section of the Brinstar Reserve is in logic because you are expected to know the Mock Ball trick.
Indeed. All right, Maniacal looks to be probably our only runner to actually go pick up X-Ray.
Nice, nice, I like it. I think generally runners like these will, unless they already have the other two components, skip out on X-Ray purposefully, and then some will also skip it because of menuing problems.
And we did find Ether right in the Edekun's area here. I'm not sure if that's going to be required yet. We do know that we need Quake Vanilla for Turtle Rock, but with Misery Mire being a pendant, of course, it is the green pendant, and it does have high key count, so there could potentially be some sort of progression there just due to the nature of the randomizer logic currently. That may incentivize some of our runners to head there and check, but we don't know yet if it's going to be Ether required.
So, got some interesting possibilities left, but quickly narrowing down what can be on
Hey, there's
the
that spring ball
pedestal.
that you were looking for.
Oh, snap! That could be huge. I want to see it. I have not seen a suitless Meridia seed in so long. Let's go.
Let's do it. Put gravity on pedestal so nobody picks it up.
I was just going to say gravity on pedestal with book at suitless shack tool.
Rude. All right, Maniacal taking a check here at the high jump location. Is it a bee or a fairy? I can't tell. A bottle. It just says, okay, it's empty.
Is that our first bottle overall?
I think so, yeah.
Cool. So we got a couple of fetch quests open in Kakariko Village now between the powder and the bottle.
Yep.
Lithium Aura in chat was mentioning a kind of convoluted sequence for some of our items, how they control us, but you can get to Misery Mire without the flute in this combo, and indeed the runners have long had what's required to get down there between Varia and High Jump. Logically, that's enough to do a lava dive into Lower Norfair and Hard Logic.
It is. Silver Rain 64 in chat saying, is it possible for Shacktool to have the gravity suit? Yes. In Hard Logic, it is.
It's wild how you get there.
Yeah. It requires a lot of things for it to actually work out logically, but yes, it is possible.
And Ivan has all those things. Oh no, Ivan didn't get Ice Beam. Where's Ice Beam?
Ice Beam is a Sahashula in the closet.
Oh, so close.
And Ivan once again reminding himself to turn on plasma. Same as Solsky, though Solsky had spacers, so yeah. Just walk it.
So I wonder what all these runners are kind of
against blind.
Yes, I wonder what they're all like feeling and thinking right now, because they know it's a competitive field. We've got a lot of top tier runners playing. They each have at different times been kind of late to certain key items. I think with the exception of Ivan, though still missing that Ice Beam.
Maniacal taking a look at that blue mail. Oh, he was waiting for that Nova to land so that he could easily jump. Oh, that was so perfect. Using that Nova with the Ice Beam to create like a little platform for himself. I've never thought of that before.
Yeah, that was a really clever trick. Maniacal, of course, doesn't have Space Jump because that was in Village of Outcasts, where he has not been yet, so has to improvise his movement.
Bo found. Where was Bo? Here in behind Morph, I'm guessing?
We've got multiple runners checking new things simultaneously, and I did not see it.
Yeah, I think Solsky found. Solsky does have Varia. You can tell by the color of his suit. I will mark that on the tracker right now. Solsky has both? That's what I was thinking. It must have been behind, like in that,
Could have been
the room
Green Hill
behind the
Zone, because
morph.
it wasn't the two blue Brinstar checks by the side hoppers. So
Yeah, I think it was in the behind the morph pedestal in the side hopper room. Oh, green pipe. Okay. All right. So chat saying it was in Green Hill Zone. Thanks, chat. There's a lot
we're
of
getting
stuff going
Upper
on.
Norfair from Maniacal. A lot of new content here. Bubble Mountain and its surrounding area has something like 9 items.
Yeah, it's a lot. If we head all the way over to Wave Beam. Ooh, 2 back-to-back E-Tanks and a Vanilla Reserve. That is huge.
Nice.
That probably gives him enough health to do a Lower Norfair run. But he doesn't have speed jump. I don't know if he'd be thinking.
Yeah, I could definitely see Maniacal taking this gear set and routing down to Lower Norfair after clearing Upper. He might feel that even though there is Dark World access available, that because he's late to it, he needs to make a play elsewhere and possibly find something that a leading runner might have missed.
And Ivan, still, with no Varia and no Ice Beam. So without Ice Beam, he doesn't have everything that he needs to do the Sulis.
That's right.
Okay.
Which means nobody's really got all the pieces together. Metroid MST is close, though.
Yeah, definitely. Just needs that spring ball. And Metroid MST does have the purple chest. I believe Ivan left that behind. When he did Hammer Pegs and the Smith's Chain.
Might have been waiting to route it in with Flute, perhaps?
Probably. Alright, so Solsky's heading over here to Bomb Chorizo. I don't think we've seen anybody here yet because we haven't seen the Bomb Chorizo fight. Having picked up Morph Bombs early, we are required to fight Bomb Chorizo. If in the Super Metroid or the Combo Randomizer you don't find Morph Bombs before coming into this room, you're not actually required to fight the boss. You can just grab the item and leave. Having the Morph Bombs is what the fight is triggered by.
Ooh, is this a Swamp Palace play from Metroid MSC? I'm digging all this simultaneous new content we're getting.
Yeah.
Might even see Solsky go wreck ship.
So there's 6 items available in Swamp Palace. It is fully clearable. Sorry. Fully clearable.
We see Maniacal doing a reverse gate glitch there with missiles. You can reverse gate glitch through left-facing blue and green gates. The blue ones can be done with missiles or super missiles. The green ones, of course, only with supers. And that's a trick that takes advantage of the acceleration of your projectile to pass through the gate and reach the other side. Also, thank you for everyone who's helping out our tracker. Of course, please be patient. Tracking 4 screens with new content happening all the time is just really difficult.
Yeah, and I am trying to help as much as I can a little bit in the background, but I also am missing a couple things just because 4 screens again. Plasma was in the back of Escape.
Ooh,
Gravity suit!
Okay, suitless dreams, rip. Everyone gets your press F to pay respects to Suitless Seed.
Oh. When I go with the play, always bet on Croc, man. Always bet on Croc. Man, that's funny.
So Maniacal might actually get a bit of an edge back now with this gravity suit for a couple of reasons. One, if people don't route down to Croc, they might just think, oh yeah, I've got the stuff for Suitless Meridia, let's go.
Yeah.
The other thing is that Ivan doesn't have Various suit, so Ivan might be spending time in Norfair doing hell runs, which are slow, you gotta refill your health all the time, and so maybe Ivan loses time to that, and Maniacal catches up.
We'll have to see if there's anything else behind Crocomire that's going to make it really, really worth it, that people are going to want to go there besides Gravity. Like Flute. Pegasus Boots? Quake?
Okay, there's our TR excess, though Maniacal doesn't have a sword yet.
Yeah, the first sword and only sword that we've seen so far is in Thieves Town, so...
So the seed basically never stopped being lit. We have like 90% of go mode items.
Yeah. Could this be a new world record seed? No. They'd have to be in like 20 minutes, and that's not happening. So.
Yeah, with Ivan missing Varia, I think that cuts out the chance of this being like a better than Hitaka's world record time for anyone. But if he had those things, he would be, because he'd be able to take his Varia down to Norfair, like know that he could go there quickly, pick up the gravity, pick up the Quake, and suddenly it's what, potentially Boots? Do we know if Desert is Boots locked yet?
No, we haven't seen that yet. No Flute, no book. So we don't have any access to Desert.
We can mirror in from Meyer area. We've been able to do that for a little while.
Yeah, but we don't have a Flute.
We don't need one. We just go through Lower Norfair.
Oh, right. Yes. I was thinking just straight link. So that's my bad.
Yep. It's one of those quirks about this combo rando is you can have all of the vanilla Meyer access actually locked away in that area. You can have both gloves, you can have the flute. I've seen flute in Meyer shed, I've seen mitts in Meyer. In fact, if you were watching exactly a week ago when we had the normal logic seed, that was the distribution was flute in Meyer shed and mitts in Misery Meyer. Solsky also making the swamp play. This is a really good money play in terms of check density, being a Link to the Past dungeon, and just getting a crystal out of the way.
Spring Ball was at Catfish, that's right. Thank you, Seiryu, for reminding me.
Yeah, Maniacal doesn't have space jump, so he had to do a pretty high infinite bomb jump to get up to that item. But thankfully, with double suits, you're able to set up a better starting position, and it's not easy, but it's close to easy for like a veteran runner.
Yeah.
Nice last minute grab there, nearly fell down.
Yeah, Varia was in the blue boomerang chest in the escape. Who is the closest to completing the combo randomizer currently? Definitely Ivan.
Yeah, Ivan, while everyone is now kind of converging on a similar amount of progressive items in their inventory, Ivan already has cleared 3 crystals in Link to the Past.
He just needs flippers and Varia from the escape area, and then gravity from Crocomire, and he can full clear pretty much everything. So.
Maniacal is actually our first to visit Kraid, I'm pretty sure, and fairly late into the seed to see our first Kraid fight at about 55 minutes.
Oh, we do need another sword.
That's true. Hopefully it comes at us free in like Ganon's tower.
Yeah. And Metroid MST going with sword spins against the Argus boss here in Swamp Palace, because regular sword slashes with Fighter Sword do not hit the puffballs. Could also alternatively menu strat and go with Hookshot Hammer, but this works just as well.
Yep, and we see Maniacal doing the full Kraid fight, expanding the room to twice the size and making Kraid look very scary, though in reality Kraid does like 0 damage.
Yeah. Alright, and Solsky finishing up with Swamp here shortly as well. I don't think he did left side.
Yeah, that's a strategic cut to make. It's very slow, and depending how many dungeon items you've seen already, it can be a smart cut. And the flute was behind Kraid, so we've got a lot of mobility, but not boot type mobility. We don't have our go fast items.
Alright, so Metroid MST has tied up the crystal count at 3 with Ivan. He does have Varia, a little bit of an advantage with that. Let's see where he goes from here.
Oh, and another sword early-ish in the logic is available at Kraid, and I picked it up on the way out.
Nice. So he's at his fighter sword now, but we'll be at Master Sword once he finishes.
So, pending the Meyer medallion... Actually, no, we know where all the 3 medallions are.
Yeah.
So not pending anything there. Pending Desert being boots locked and the location of the boots, we're in no mode already at sub 1 hour.
This would have been a really great scene. I mean, it is a really great scene. I'm not saying that it isn't now, but it would have been a really great scene for me to play.
Yeah, exactly. All those free items, not having to do hard logic tricks. Yeah, Maniacal's got a lot of Dark World to catch up on. And it looks like he's making that play. And it's good because unless boots, Pegasus boots, are in Meridia, with so much left in both games and only 1 remaining go mode requirement, a lot of the stuff that's left is going to be empty. So if Maniacal had said, "Oh, well, I got gravity, let's like push this because maybe that's where he thinks he has advantages," he could fall further behind.
Yeah. Right, and Ivan finished up with Fantoon, so he's going to be checking a few things. Ooh, shovel? He is still looking for quite a few items that he doesn't know are very easily accessible in Link's past. It's pretty odd because he full cleared pretty much everything else that he could in Link to the Past before going into except Escape.
Oh, and a mushroom. So now we've had all 4 fetch quest items up here.
Yeah. Maniacal activated his flute, heading into the Dark World, into Village of Outcast, likely heading directly to Thieves Town. Or at least just doing those early checks here in the actual city. And Ivan doing a very good job making it through the Spiky Room of Death.
Yeah, Wreck Ship sits at a funny place in the logic in this version of Combo where, first of all, besides all of its locations being treated as overworld like the rest of Super Metroid, Cape though, doesn't even want it.
Now he checked Bumper Cave, so.
Yeah, doesn't need it for Ganon. He can do all kinds of difficult shenanigans in Link to the Past. Runs Hell randomizers pretty frequently. But yeah, Wreck Ship is just generally a little bit weaker in terms of what progression can land there because it opens so early. It's kind of similarly filled to like early Link to the Past locations, which there are a lot of, but they're not very dense.
Yeah. Solsky and Metroid MST with a high five right there in the Gibdo room of Skullwoods.
But only Metroid MST able to do the full clear this time through. So we are seeing a solid run of catching up in Ivan's footsteps here by Metroid MST, who's just had the fortune of a route that's brought them to a lot of these places with the ability to clear.
Piece of heart at the attic room behind these robots. Alright, speed booster. Gonna be required or nah? Nice spring ball jumps. That was really swaggy. Missiles behind the wreck ship speed booster location. So, as far as we know, unless there's something at Waterway and Main Street missiles, of course, we may not need speed booster.
That's
That
right.
could potentially be like our Pegasus boots for Metroid if there's a. Metroid MSC going to be dropping into Mothula shortly. Fighter sword, fire rod, half magic, hammer, scary, green mail.
Yep, Solsky dropping into Village of Outcasts here, about to find all those sweet items. Yeah, at this point, honestly, I think I've lost the bead on who might have the lead, and it's become a lot murkier again, thanks to Ivan making this wreck ship play and wreck ship not turning up much so far. Ivan probably just has a raw lead of total checks done in his favor, in addition to those crystals, but he's already been surpassed in crystals by Metroid MST, so he's got Fantoon, it's kind of a wash.
It's pretty much going to come down to Ivan doing those early Hyrule Castle checks and stuff. No progression of any kind, but unless there's something in Shovel or Mushroom, Wreck Ship's been a pretty big bust.
Very nice blind script so far here by Maniacal. Has not taken damage.
Having Master Sword over Fighter Sword gives you just a little bit of an additional like pixel or two on the sword length, but still a lot better than using Fighter Sword.
Nicely done. Just took one insignificant hit there at the end. Solsky mentioned in IRC that he's having some issues with his controller. Might have made some of his movement a little wonky at times, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's had some controller problems for a while, actually. He switches between a couple different ones that he uses. So. This is our first red tower check, right?
Yeah, actually. It hasn't really fit cleanly into anyone else's route yet because there's been so many more priority locations to pass through. With gravity locking Varia, you know, we're getting pretty close to Ivan maybe pulling the trigger on some suitless Super Metroid traversals, so even though not required, we might still get a showcase. So I guess the combo of items Ivan has, while Ice Beam, High Jump, and Grapple Beam, the three of them will get you logical access throughout Meridia and hard. Spring Ball is just as capable on its own. In fact, you can do underwater repeated Spring Ball jumps to achieve a lot of the same vertical movement. So Ivan might be thinking he wants to use a Spring Ball that way. Who knows? I wonder how much energy he has in reserve.
Yeah. I mean, he could go down to the bottom of Red Tower. There is that energy refill bank that's down there. But he'd probably be okay. Okay, I say that as he falls.
Yeah.
He's got this.
Fortunately, with his power bombs being full, he's getting big 20 drops from those fire fleas.
Yeah. Alright, Metroid MST gonna be getting his second sword and flute shortly. Piece of heart, so nothing there at X-Ray that he's too worried.
Yeah, Ivan is an OG Super Metroid runner, super duper capable. So
Yo, he makes
pretty
it
confident
through all
he
of
knows.
those waivers.
Yeah, that was nice. I feel pretty confident he'll know his threshold in terms of what's too dangerous and might lead him to death.
Alright, so he is gonna hop into this energy refill room. No reason not to when you've only got 70 energy. Doesn't take long.
Metroid MST holding out a full charge as Kraid was moving up there, adding some extra lag, but made good use of the charge and froze Kraid's face in the right spot so that 4 super missiles would finish him off.
And he gets his blue flute loops for it. Ooh, and another sword.
Wow, this is the latest Spazer check. I swear to God, we almost always see Spazer earlier than this. But yeah, that's 3 swords pretty readily available.
All right, and Solsky finishing up with Thieves Town. Gets his third crystal. That opens up Pyramid Fairy for him.
Hemi's85 in chat asked who's in the lead, who's behind. Frankly, it's all up in the air right now. Our runners have a lot of different individual advantages in their current positions.
You said behind.
Yes.
Alright, so Ivan gonna be picking up his tempered sword and his flute and finishing off another boss.
Yeah, as far as the logic for this game, this particular seed goes, I kind of lost the beat on it a while ago as well because it's so flat. Like everything's just kind of there. You get like one thing and it leads to all these others, and there's like not really a linear chain of events that's needed to be followed so far beyond that early Death Mountain access. My best guess is that boots are behind Gravity's suit, or that something isn't. Like boots could be internal
Lower
rock.
North
Those are, yeah, or lower North. Yep.
Quite a few items on there. Look at that! Kraid hand is literally just frozen. How did Ivan pull that off?
Some kind of magical expert.
Yeah, some kind of Ivan trick. So I know that I did answer the question in chat, the one extreme asking, can they choose which game they want to start with? Because there are controller options to turn on Moonwalk, change language directions, and things like that in Super Metroid, it does always start you in Super Metroid. But I don't really think that it affects the game either way, so...
Yeah, it just adds like a additional I don't know, 20 seconds onto an earlier route. Because if you'd started in Link to the Past, then you wouldn't be able to immediately check the Lake Island, so you'd probably go somewhere else, and you might save and quit to a different spot anyways.
Right.
It's possible that in a future version, when you generate the seed, you'll be able to preset your controls and actually have a seed start in Link to the Past, but that's just been theorized about.
Yep, and it looks like Solsky is going to finish up with the Smith's Chain. He's the only one so far who's gotten Magic Powder, so we're going to see this new location check from him. And then he'll probably pick up Purple Chest, head down, check south of the Grove Cave, stop at Stumpy, get his Fire Rod, and pick up from there. See where he goes.
Oh, Maniacal doing the front to back full clear route of Skullwood, so he has to go through the bumper, spiky Gibdo room of hell.
Yeah, this is this room is terrible. With Wall Masters, it makes it even worse, because if you get bullied by the Gibdos, then you get grabbed by the Wall Master. Ah!
Thalfin asks in chat, does Combo Rando have a flag for Vanilla Morph? Yes. There aren't actually that many flags right now for this Combo Rando. Hard or normal logic, Vanilla or randomized Morph, and maybe you can set Uncle Sword? But no, not even. So yeah, just those 2 flags.
Yeah, the only options that you have, as I pull up the generating website, Morph is randomized. Oh, swords you can! Oh no, I'm sorry, there's a drop down for it.
There's a drop down, but there's no option. That's what's confusing,
Yeah, okay. Yes. So maybe in the future you can set it to Uncle Assured, but right now there is not. There's a lot of drop downs for things that you can't change.
Yeah, I think for people that are used to other randomizers, you tend to set a lot of flags in a given seed. There's upwards of half a dozen to a dozen options you can set just for major categories, in addition to randomizing small things in certain games.
Yeah.
This doesn't have all those features yet because it's so complicated just to get the 2 games working together to begin with. So future versions will hopefully see some of those options ported in, like Key Sanity or Inverted or what have you.
And Thalfon in chat answering the One Extremes question about how do you finish the game? It's kind of confusing, and it is, but the goal is to beat both games. So it doesn't matter which game you complete first. If you beat Mother Brain before you kill Ganon, then you'll go through the kind of Super Metroid escape sequence where you like the planet's exploding, blah, blah, blah. But as soon as you get back to Criteria, or the Parlor, as it's called in Super Metroid, the explosions stop. You're allowed to continue playing through Super Metroid in case there's additional items somewhere in Super Metroid that you are required to pick up. And same with Link to the Past. After you kill Ganon and you walk across the bridge heading towards the Triforce room, it'll just put you right back on top of the pyramid, so that if there's something in another dungeon or like gravity's on pedestal, you can always go back into either game and continue playing it.
So we got Metroid MST in the Croc area is our second runner to Gravity Suit. Now, will they be the first to dive down into Lower Norfair?
Maybe. I don't see why not, I guess.
Yeah, with this loadout, Charge, Ice Plasma, Double Suit, Space Jump, no Screw Attack, which some of the other runners have, but still shouldn't be a problem. This is a pretty generous time to go fight through Lower Norfair.
And there's our Quake coin for Turtle Rock. And the second item in Skullwoods that I never saw was that reserve tank in the... Ta-da!
Thalfin in chat points out the later in the seed, the less you care about Screw Attack. Yeah, absolutely. But with Lower Norfair and Meridia not cleared out yet, it's still a helpful item, especially Lower Norfair, because you've got iframes, you can one-shot the key hunters, you just don't even have to think about them. Ivan saluting the swag duck here, loosening the goose.
Do what to a goose?
Loosening it.
That poor goose. Solski's gonna be our first runner into Ice Palace. Yo.
Love it.
And Maniacal picking up his Ice Rod in Hype Cave. Hopefully Metroid MST makes that same play eventually. I don't know why. He went to Swamp Palace, but didn't check Hype Cave, so he does not currently have his Ice Rod, but will need it for Total Rock. So.
Yeah, Hype Cave is an unusual skip, so Metroid MSC is probably planning to route it in with something else.
Yeah. Maybe. Well, he did. He even did the Big Bomb, so. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
So this was a good Hype Cave because it had Ice Rod, though the name has kind of worn a bit since it was first invented in an early version of Link to the Past Randomizer, where the logic basically stacked Hype Cave.
All the time.
Yeah, I would say on average, as far as 5 chest overworld caves go, that mini Moldorm is much more hyped than Hype Cave usually.
Metroid MST is heading into Lower Norfair. He's gonna make the play. Yo.
The plays are real. So we get a simultaneous Lower Norfair trip, which not only will reveal all the locations down here, but probably the stuff in Mire area as well.
Yes.
From Metroid MST, while Solski does Ice Palace, so lots of new content heading your way.
Solski setting up for the bomb jump coming up in the next room here. We haven't seen the other mail upgrade. Just the one in Crumble Tower so far.
What will be nice for whoever finds boots first, which is, as we know, is our last go mode necessary item, is that boots don't lead you to check a lot of items themselves. There's just a couple in Hyrule, in North Hyrule and like Desert. So beyond that, you just get to go faster with boots, and that's the big upside to them. So it's a really nice go mode item. Or sorry, go mode like -1 or -2 item, because it doesn't lead you astray. It just makes everything else more efficient.
Alright, our first gold chorizo item is a big 20. And the second one up here in the ceiling is a pack of sippers, which is nice to see, but with charge ice plasma, gold chorizo is going to be a piece of cake.
Yep. Metroid MST taking advantage of a spot where Samus can crouch and be completely invincible while aiming up and getting double charge plasma hits on Golden Chorizo really makes the fight simple.
Yeah, and you can actually full stand, you don't have to crouch for that.
Oh, good point.
Yeah. Not that it really makes that much of a difference in play, but...
Yes, you get the invincibility regardless of what your position is, but when you're crouching, you have the chance for the double hits with the charge plasma.
Yeah, that's true.
Ooh, Ivan with a sneaky mirror onto that ledge point there. Almost wasn't a good spot.
Yeah, and we got double Quake. So Misery Mire and Turtle Rock both requiring Quake, so that Croc play is double tasty, because if there's anything in Misery Mire or behind that green pendant, then you're gonna want that Quake.
I would say our runners are quaking in their boots, but they haven't actually found boots yet.
I mean, they got high jump. They got some boots.
That's true.
Alright, so double Mire plays here. Ivan gonna be the first to dip into Desert.
Alright, how about big key on torch, small key and small chest? Never mind, small key on torch. Already ruined. I was gonna say I wanted boots to be in here, but then boots could be in the center chest too.
Boots could be. They could be right here. No. Boots could be in the big chest.
Ooh, this is a fun one. Alright,
So do you steal the small key?
Yeah, about that. logically, this is funny because you can absolutely just take your big key and go to the back and finish the dungeon, and you'd be like, cool. But the logic is trickier than that. Because one small key is on the torch, the dungeon is still boots locked to get its items. You can complete it, but any items that might be acquired on the boss or elsewhere are locked because the game thinks you'll take that key and use it in the worst way possible, this key under the pot, and not actually be able to acquire anything or finish anything.
Nimono in chat asking, where is Varia? Flippers and Varia are actually both inside of the Zelda escape sequence area. The first two chests that would be normally the small key at the beginning and the blue boomerang chest each have Flippers and Varia, so yeah.
Ooh, Solski's got to be really careful here, unless he's got safety
Magic
items
Fire
available.
Rod, he's good.
Okay, cool. Because I'm pretty sure one body from those cold stairs.
Ooh,
Ooh, nice. Would have taken him out. Yeah, everybody in chat wave.
Oops. That's the wrong B word that I clicked on the tracker. Solski does not have boots, everybody. I'm sorry, I lied.
So Wave Beam at this point, it's just some convenience. Wave Beam allows your beam to pass through walls, so it can let you hit some enemies that are otherwise kind of out of your way, including the Metroids and Torian. But it also adds total power to your beam combo, which will let you finish off bosses like Ridley or Mother Brain much quicker.
Ivan, having finished up with his desert and mire checks, gonna pop into Agina to get his piece of heart.
And even with Gravity coming so long ago, Maniacal is our first one into Meridia. I say so long ago as though the seed's been going on forever, but it's only an hour and 22, and we have a smorgasbord of items. So really, just full clearing both games is naturally going to take a while for any runner.
And Metroid MST is going to actually make the dip into Misery Mire, which, as we discussed earlier, is a pretty okay play because the key to item ratio that the logic kind of plays on at this point may potentially drop some really great progression items like boots could be in here, so could potentially have some progression. We'll have to see if it pays off for Metroid MST.
Yep, and Ivan dipping into the Golden Chorizo area there without any suits, so kind of some of what we foretold about Ivan maybe being baited into suitless plays thanks to his routing. Fortunately, with Flute available, he can reset and not lose the time he spent, not lose too much time getting back down to Mire area if he so chooses. Also, get your vinegar and mayonnaise out, or whatever it is you put on your fish, because we got a fish fry going on Maniacal screen. Wait, what do you put on fish? Malt vinegar and like...
I just like lemon.
Yeah,
nice
lemon.
Squeeze of lemon, salt and pepper. And another sword behind Dragon.
Oh wow, so Butter Sword probably going to be found by most runners unless they're in go mode by the time they're fighting Dragon.
Yeah. Or if they continue to skip Spazer.
Oh, tartar sauce! Sorry, Thalfin points out that's the white sauce I was thinking of. I wouldn't put mayonnaise on fish, Jesus.
Well, I mean, I think tartar sauce is made with mayonnaise, but... Yeah,
oh, is it?
I think so.
Wow.
Like, with a little bit of, like, pickles, salt and pepper.
I want fish now. I'm
lemon.
gonna go get fish after this race.
Yeah, that does sound yummy. But I have like a chicken roasting in the kitchen, so it smells really good. I don't know.
Did you get it out of the chicken hut and Link to the Past
I
after you thrown
did.
some bombs on it?
I did.
Ooh, Ivan finally gonna get Ice Beam from
Ice
Sahasra.
beam right there. But then, is that going to push him towards Eastern to finish that out? Or is he going to hopefully head into Escape? Yikers.
Pendant Eastern, that would be a rough, probably non-play
Heading to
here.
Pod.
Yeah, Pod much better.
I was going to say don't leave Kiki.
Or not.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
When you mirror from the dark world into the light world to check Sahasrala's hut, and then you come back into the dark world, you have to kind of like pause and wait just for a little second, just so that your invincibility or like your little flashing frames and everything kind of stop. Otherwise, when you walk through that area, Kiki will not spawn, and then you have to walk back. But yeah.
Metroid
All
MST
right.
going through a 17-minute cutscene over here. Oh, wait, did I say minute? I meant second, but it kind of feels like 17 minutes.
Yeah, sometimes it does. Pod is not bow locked, so any Metroid MST or Maniacal having not been over to the Green Hills zone yet, not going to be missing out on that if they dip into Pod too early.
Yeah, but this is just an item dive. Pod is a pendant, Eastern is a pendant, so Bow the Seed is only required to get through Ganon's Tower if you don't know how to put the mimics off the screen.
Alright, so there's all the dungeon items already found in Misery Mire for Metroid MST. I don't know if he's gotten any like actual items or still just small keys.
This dungeon is full of small keys.
It is indeed. Is this going to be our last item? Piece of Heart. I don't know if that means that Vitreous still has an item, because I don't know that I've seen an item. And he's got
Possibly.
2 small keys.
Our good old pal Vidi could have a present for us.
Yeah, normally he has a small key, but could have an item. Oh, Cyrio in chat saying MST did find both items. Okay.
Morganoth, you do not need silver arrows for Ganon. This even extends back to the vanilla version of the game, which the any percent no major glitches route does not get silver arrows. You can spin attack,
Yes, they
or
do.
if you're frame perfect, slash attack on Ganon's final form in order to hit Ganon after he moves, like he starts his flash and moving from one location to another, around when right after the fire bat is released.
Yes, I do. I always get silver arrows.
Yeah, if I have a really rough loadout and Ganon tells me where silver arrows are and it's not like in, medallion locked pendant TR that I don't have the medallion for, I will sometimes go get them. Like if I'm having to fight with Master Sword, because that's just gross.
I would rather do Master Sword silvers than anything silverless ever, even if it's Butter Sword. No, silvers all the time.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to get hit by those fire bats and take Ganon falls in the final phase if you're trying to get up close and personal to get those spins in.
Everybody's still talking about Maze in chat. Well done.
I may have just lost my appetite with the combination Mr. certainly posted.
Yo, Metroid MST with the bomb strats on Vitreous. And he gets that skip on that lightning. That was scary.
Oh yeah, all the easier ways to fight Vitreous are kind of just not things Metroid MST has come across. Ooh!
Yeah.
That's a
He was
rough
doing
beat.
so well. I mean, at this point, I would say yeah, because it's the green pendant. Sure, that's a chance that like Boots could be behind that, but really, that's very...
Yeah, fortunately that fight's not required, but there are safeties hidden throughout the world. There's that bow that's in Green Hill Zone. There's the cape that's in the back of Wreck's ship. But yeah, unless Boots are actually vanilla on Sahashula's Green Pendant turn-in.
Alright, Metroid MST is going to finish up with the Lower Norfair checks here. Still looking for the bow and Boots, but he hasn't been to Green Hill Zone. Or High Jump. Has he not been to Retro Bryn? Interesting.
Yeah, with High Jump being the only thing of significance there, it might just not have been needed to route in yet. But naturally, I think any visit to Brinstar will get that bow and Green Hill Zone and the High Jump Boots in the ceiling for Metroid MST. Yeah, Ivan doesn't need to kill Helma. Yeah, Pod's a pendant, Myers a pendant, Eastern's a pendant. Interesting distribution for sure.
Yeah, and if he knows that all of the actual dungeon like prize items were found, then he probably just didn't even care to drop in to Helma's room. And Maniacal did just take a desk to Cold Stairs, so that's rough.
Ooh, man, and is Maniacal? Yeah, Maniacal got that blue mail in Crumble Towers, so that's
and he has Tempered Sword, so
he's probably not happy about that one.
Nah.
Yeah, our runner's traversing a whole lot of this world for boots that we haven't found yet, and for each of them, their other respective Go Mode items, because nobody is even at Go Mode -1 yet.
Boots on Ped could be really, really rude. I would not like to see that for our runners. Solsky over here, having not been over to Crocomire yet, is doing a lava dive. And makes it.
Legit. Yeah, honestly, I mean, granted, we know the gravity suit is at Croc and he'll need to go unless he wants to do Smurdia, but if I'm in hard logic trying to make a play, I think there's more value in going to Lower Norfair, Mire area, clearing all of that out than just doing Croc.
Yeah, and just to kind of fill in chat a little bit, we did get a comment from Maniacal after that death at Cold Stare. He did say OMG in the IRC chat, so I think he's probably pretty sad about that.
Oh, actually, wait a minute. Have I been talking about this all wrong? With the big key accessible in Desert, they don't need the boots. Like, yeah, it's not logical, but it doesn't matter unless it's a big key in GT on the torch.
I suppose that's true.
I didn't put that together early enough, so my mistake, chat. We've actually been in no mode for a long time, and our runners don't need boots, which they'll find when they get the big key in Desert. Yeah. So what does that put our Go Mode status? Ivan needs double suits unless he's going to be completing one or both of those bosses suitless.
Mm-hmm.
Maniacal needs bow. Solsky needs a suit. Everyone who doesn't have Quake needs it. So Quake and the suit are in Croc area.
Yeah, same with Flute.
Metroid MST needs to get Ice Rod from... Yeah. Metroid MST needs to get Ice Rod from Hype Cave. Ivan needs to go down to Escape to get Varia. MST and Maniacal both need Bow from Green Hill Zone. So we're closer than I've been talking about it. So I feel kind of like, whoopsie, my bad, as far as the commentary tracking goes.
Yeah, and Maniacal did get cold stare this time, so. Shoot, what was right there behind Ridley? I missed it.
I also missed it. I Metroid missed it. Yeah, that was like a 1 out of 10. Please boo me, chat.
Supers are really okay. Thanks, chat. You guys are cool.
Chat's great. They're the real heroes. Everyone follow chat.
Everybody follow
Don't follow
yourselves.
us. Follow chat.
Everybody follow yourselves. Believe in yourself.
Our previous visitors to Desert... Okay, they did finish Desert Palace. Yeah, the two who came into this area first. So,
Yeah.
wow, we are closer to the end than I really thought. Just need our runners to go to a couple kind of awkward locations, easy to skip. And Ivan's looking in all the wrong places for those suits, so every moment that passes, this race gets murkier. Maniacal's got a solid 5 crystals and 2 Super Metroid bosses, which might mean he's in the lead. Metroid MST does have Ridley, actually, so it's equivalent.
Yeah, and they both don't have bow. So I don't know.
But you have to assume that Bryn Loop is on their minds as a play that they've skipped.
Yeah. Boots!
Nice!
That's gonna send MST on a little bit of a run around.
Hey!
Bunk Rocks will be open, Kingston will be open, GT Big Key may not be a problem anymore. Yeah. Boots are here in the jail room or the prison, I don't know where location you like to call them. Behind these 2 little pillars, like jail cells.
Oh, I mean, the previous thing is like the Spring Ball Maze, and then they just call that room on the right side, like, what is it?
The jail? I don't know. That's what I call it. Because it's behind 2 bars. Ah.
So, of course, Boots there, like Metroid MST has already completed Desert Palace, but you still get Boots because they speed up the Ganon's Tower run very much,
Yeah.
and then you could also have a 1 in 22 chance that you need them.
Sorry, that is kind of rude. So Solski having screw attack makes getting through that room is so much easier. Space jump screw attack for anything in Lower Norfair is always the best. But
yeah, screw attack was tucked away in Pendant Eastern, so we're now just seeing our first runner to actually go through the screw attack kind of heavy portions of the game with that item available.
Crystal Eastern, not pendant. What?
No,
Eastern
that's...
is a pendant.
Yeah, Eastern's definitely a pendant. I just played a seed last night where Screw Attack was in Pendant Desert, so kind of similar situation. Like nothing progressive, but if you happen to make that trip, you got a nice quality of life item.
Oh, and Maniacal ended up getting GT backwards, but you can still do the clip here. It's just a little different to line it up. And MST heading into Meridia, going to be our first player there as well.
Yeah, first to the front of Meridia, I guess, because we did have Maniacal go into the back area and finish Dragon.
Yeah, that's true. Betaflex in chat mentioning after Lauren Orfair, let's hope Solski goes to Krokemire. He will need the Quake medallion from there, but I believe that gravity would not be something that Solski would require at this point. He can do gravity-less Meridia, Dragon.
Yeah, the traversal to Dragon with this item set, you just need to get out of. Well, actually, no, he doesn't have the Spring Ball, which was Quakefish. Yeah. So if you go through the back portal, you can't. Hang on, let me think about this. Yeah, no, you can go through the back portal. You just need to down back or like clip through those roly polies.
Yeah.
So then you can use Ice Beam or Grapple to climb up out of the water to the top of the amphitheater section, and then you can space jump across that. As far as Dragon goes,
amphitheater is in Lower Norfolk. You're talking about Coliseum.
Oh my god, I do this every run. There are three big kinds of places in life where people gather to like watch music and plays, and they're all those names are in this game to arbitrarily name big rooms: amphitheater, Coliseum, and cathedral.
That is very funny.
Okay, so Coliseum. So to get through Coliseum, you just space jump across, but then the tricky thing is getting out of Dragon. You need to kill Dragon with, well, it depends. You can use the grapple beam to lift yourself out and bounce off the floor, and then repeatedly morph and unmorph to ascend out of Dragon. You can get a spark suit by killing Dragon with a shine spark.
Speed booster.
Nice. Or you can spring ball jump out if you have spring ball. And in the next room, if you haven't used that shine spark that you've stored, you can use that to get up, or again, those spring ball jumps.
Yeah. Yeah, we do have speed booster and speed bootster. Bootster. Right? Bootster.
Metroid MST is now officially our fastest runner.
Gotta go fast, man. Alright, Solski on his way out of Lower Norfolk are going to be picking up his Pegasus boots, I am sure. And then we'll have to see. Hopefully from there he'll go to Krokemire. And Ivan going through the cathedral here into Bubble Mountain suitless. He hasn't been to the escape yet. Gonna need to head there to get those flippers. That's going to be required. But he might decide to, like, with all the E-tanks he's gonna get here, to skip Varia and just go straight to Ridley.
Yeah, absolutely. An extra couple here. I'm surprised he's passing up the reserve tank there, given that suitless finish could still be on the table. When you Crystal Flash, all of your E-tanks, including your reserve tanks, fill back up, so every little bit counts. It's very possible Ivan takes this Upper Norfair play all the way down to Croc, gets that gravity suit, that Quake, and then says, you know what? This is enough for Go mode for me.
And Solski just now said LOL in the IRC chat, probably after seeing those boots.
Yeah, late boots are always a bit of a lull.
Right, especially right after finishing Desert Palace and coming to Lower Norfair. And knowing that there's 2 items, or at least the small key needed to get to the right side of Desert Palace is behind those boots. He's probably thinking, great.
Yep. So with speed booster found, boots found, and so forth, what else could we still find that would at least be nice to have? We've got 4 swords, full beam combo. Pretty sure we have everything we need. None of these runners need red mail.
Nah. I mean, most of them don't even need blue.
Absolutely.
No, we haven't found silvers yet.
Ooh, that's the ticket. Okay. So silvers are the last like big sort of time save quality of life item that could be out there.
Nice botchman. Having charged plasma for botchman is always really nice, even if you don't have X-ray, just because botchman takes extra damage from plasma since you're not supposed to have plasma when you go up against botchman. But yeah.
Ivan probably gonna take the Nutella refill here, but also has a crystal flash available.
Did you call that the Nutella?
Yeah, it's named after a Super Metroid runner. Honestly, just because I think that person claimed it, and so now people call it the Nutella refill.
Okay. I wasn't sure that I heard you correctly, but now I really want like
A Nutella sandwich. Yeah, I could use a Nutella refill personally.
Dang it! Fried fish, tartar sauce, Nutella sandwich.
Wait, can I put Nutella on my fried fish? How does that taste?
No! Now you're just breaking all the rules. That is not allowed. Ooh, Maniacal's gonna leave that E-tank there.
Wait, is it allowed in real life hard logic?
I cannot tell you what to do with your own life, so I guess if you really want to give it a go.
I'm on push to talk, so chat can't hear how much I'm laughing over here.
Alright, Solsky gonna be grabbing Quake right here. So he is 100% gonna be in go mode now, simply because unless there's anything behind Speed Booster, there wouldn't be.
Yeah, no, nothing I can think of. So Solsky is in go mode, though is slightly behind on boss and crystal progression.
Yeah.
So that's an hour 47. Pretty solid go mode. Like
he still needs a sword.
Oh, but he'll get one at Dragon.
Yeah.
I think Solsky's probably going to play this like, all right, I'll make the checks that are given to me along the way. Swords usually come like pretty freely as you just clear out the rest of the game. And if he needs to desperately, he'll hunt down something later.
Well, he's heading back to Link to the Past, so let's see where he goes from. Straight to Dragon? Hookshot, he's going to Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
He likes Turtle Rock.
And Turtle Rock go mode versus full clear isn't that different anyways, so it's like if he's checking Laser Bridge for swords, it's not really a time loss.
Right. So I think Saryu and I both clicked a sword upgrade on Metroid MST. I'm not really sure why I did it, since I've mostly been tracking Maniacal and Solsky on the top. But I went and clicked the button, and then he went to Butter. I'm sorry, chat. I messed up.
Yeah, our sword upgrades are kind of all over the place, and given how differently our runners have routed, a lot of them have arrived at sword upgrades differently, and so nobody's got the full Butter Sword yet. So does Ivan consider... No, he needs flippers. which means he'll eventually end up in the place where Varia is anyways. So he will be saved from having to do the suitless Norfair go mode, unless he does suitless Norfair looking for
First.
flippers.
Right, yeah. I don't know if he's just literally forgotten about Escape.
It's an easy one to forget.
Alright, MS2 did go back to Hype Cave. Got his rod that he needed, so we're good. He's on the track.
Sweet. So it's
clearing.
Yeah, 3 runners in go mode -1 and Solsky in go mode, with the Crystal and Boss lead pretty squarely in Maniacal's favor.
Yeah. Still needs that bow though. And whether or not he ever decides to make that Brinstar loop, eventually he will have to. So yeah, it's kind of
What confuses me is Maniacal, while he did the early Super Metroid dips and maybe lost a little time because of it, he did go through there the normal way eventually, didn't he? Or am I mistaken? No, because he doesn't have Ether, and Ether was at Edekun's. So Maniacal's not done a proper Power Bomb Bryn loop.
I know he went there originally when he didn't have Morph. So maybe he's thinking that he's pretty much checked Brinstar as much as he needed to.
Yeah, wow, that could be unfortunate for him, possibly getting down to his last locations.
Really nice burner strat swag there, the boots for Maniacal.
Chat just brought it up, and I had talked about it earlier. If Maniacal's practiced Ozzy's trick, he can do GT without the bow.
True. I don't know that he has, though. I don't know that a lot of the runners are practicing that, simply because I'm not sure that it will be something that is allowed in like future tournaments.
That's a good point.
And Ivan still needs Varia, maybe? Question. We'll see. But he does need flippers, so that is to be unavoided.
Question from chat, who's in go mode? Just Solsky so far. Maniacal pending a funny glitch. Ivan still needs flippers, though he could skip Varia suit. And Metroid MST, similar to Maniacal.
Turtle Rock not having anything, obviously. I was hoping that maybe there would be the final sword there, but...
We've seen 4 different swords.
Oh, we have seen all 4? I was thinking we just needed one more.
Spazer, Dragon, Thieves Town, and I want to say there was one in like Bryn Loop or something.
Okay.
Or no, because Solsky would have
Kraid,
it. It was something else. Kraid was... Oh, Kraid Escape. Yeah, Kraid Escape. Yeah. So they were actually kind of co-located. The Kraid Escape and the Spazer one were really close. Maybe he'll find silver arrows here on Laser Bridge or something.
Pretty sure Bottle Glitch is not banned.
Bottle Glitch is very illegal in just about every tournament or race I've ever seen.
Are we talking about Potion Glitch in Pod?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. There are different things you can do with bottles that are glitches. They're probably talking about something else.
I was thinking of Potion Glitch in Pod. I was like, Bottle Glitch is totally not banned. What?
Yeah, I was also. So key on Laser Bridge, Solsky did have to visit it, and other runners will as well, but did not find silvers or anything that would spice it up. I think we're going to see some menu strats here from Solsky, who's just rocking a fighter's sword for Trinex.
Yeah, I was surprised to see you didn't try to hover up to Trying to.
There might be another time for swag. I think Solsky hitting go mode as early as he did might feel like he has a lead and he needs to continue to push it.
Yo, look at that fire rod strat. Nice.
Love it.
Magic makes that so easy. Only one of the swords in the Link to the Past? I believe so. One was at Thieves Town, which is the one that most people have picked up. And we have the Kraid one, the Dragon one, and I don't know where the fourth one is. That's why I've... Oh, Spazer! Right! The one that Ivan... Yeah, okay.
Oh, someone said MST died. Did MST die on Cold Stare?
I don't know. I was watching...
Oh, died trying to cross the room on the way to Iced Tea.
Odd. Okay. Solsky, please... Okay, I was gonna say... He's going to get X-ray so he can do quick strats on Phantom and Dragon.
Nice. This is great.
I was worried that he was heading to Ganon Tower when he hasn't finished Skullwoods yet. Because he was heading on his way in that direction. It's like, yo, please tell me you didn't forget Skullwoods.
Man, MST died in the fire bar room down on the way to Iced Tea, and that's... Well, I hate that room with or without boots, but with
yo,
boots,
Ivan's got blue suit. Lucky.
Nice.
Gonna go for the full the boost across the Coliseum, or as Cheesemeter likes to call it, the amphitheater.
Yeah, or some people might call it the cathedral. I don't know. The stadium, the Metroplex. No, that's not really a good one. What's another big open thing that people build in the world?
I'm trying to think of like a venue of some sort, but to say venue, it's dumb. Arena?
Yeah, the pavilion?
Sure.
The Thunderdome.
Oh, Solsky is in Ganon's Tower. Okay, I guess he does have Skullwoods done. I was wrong, and he was right. And boots are
my god! That's so funny! We were talking about boots possibly not being required and then possibly being required. Yeah, back and forth, all seed, and then there it is.
Yeah.
So he's just got to pick up enough small keys to make the ascent, right?
Yes. He could be looking for something else. What else would he be looking for? I mean, he's got Charge, Plasma, Ice, and Wave Beam. Is he just looking for silvers, or like what? What else?
Yeah, no, it's got to be silvers. But I mean, he probably won't spend much time on this because Ganon's.
Oh, he's still looking for a sword.
Oh right, duh. Oh crud! No, Solsky, no. If he had just gone and finished Super Metroid stuff. Yeah. Oh no. So Solsky was in Go mode, but now Maniacal's in GT with Dragon done.
Yeah.
Oh, so Maniacal probably is gonna race past Solsky here.
Yeah. I was just sitting there like, what are you doing, Solsky? Duh. We were only talking about that like 5 minutes ago. Where were all the swords? Oh, and Red Mail in GT.
Oh, wait. Maniacal needs to do the Mimic glitch. So, Maniacal, if he is unable to, get that trick or get it quickly and has to go back and look for Bo, he might not yet overtake Solsky. So this race, this is so exciting. Yeah, it can be in GT, that's right. Bo is... It's two pendant dungeons, so Bo could be in GT. Oh my god, this race!
Yeah.
They're both gonna full clear GT looking for items that aren't there. Different items. That's ridiculous.
Well, this will give a couple people a different chance to catch up. Obviously, Metroid MST still needs Bo himself. and whether or not Ivan decides he wants to go into Lower Norfair without Varia, as soon as he sees those flippers, he might just like nope out and head directly towards Lower Norfair Suitless. So we'll have to see. He's got quite a bit of energy. I think he could probably do it, but I don't know if he wants to. Is the next question.
Yeah, as Ashter, one of our runners, who's not racing today, but was racing a week ago, we were interviewing on stream, and he was like, oh yeah, I've done it so many times on stream that people kind of expect it of me, but nobody wants to do it. It's harder and slower, and it's like stressful.
Yeah. Solsky going with the bomb jump here after he accidentally picked up the pot, I think, kind of bunk on it.
Alright, what do you got for us, Bob? Just a big 20. Scanvrinen, yeah, all of our runners can do silverless cannon. We mistook what they might have been searching for at the beginning.
There's silvers.
Maniacal's. Oh, nice.
King's Tomb.
Maniacal clearly searching for the bow, and Solsky clearly searching for sword.
Oh yeah, Maniacal can definitely do silverless. It's not a problem.
And Solsky finally has a 5th grade reading level as the Book of Medora is picked up.
Woot woot, he's gonna end up checking tablets.
Oh god, that can be a thing, can't it? Yeah.
Yes. Words can be on tablet.
And
Bow was to the left. No, it was Green Hill Zone. I don't know why I keep thinking it was on the left by the side hoppers at Morph Pedestal.
So Maniacal will also get that book, and Maniacal could be required to go back and, or not required, but would go back and look at those tablets too. I was just thinking, like, swords can kind of be all over the place, but
yeah.
Bow locked behind a book that's in GT in a pendant pod, pendant Eastern Sea would be a huge troll.
Okay. Ivan is gonna go into Turtle Rock looking for flippers and not find it.
Yeah, the Ice Armos take basically half a point of damage to anything that's not bow. So it's like all your other items are equivalent. Whereas bow, they take normal damage, which I guess is 2 points.
So Solsky's gonna go through and finish up Ganon's Tower, which is fine. You don't have to have a sword to do Ganon's Tower, but to actually finish up Ganon, once you are back on the pyramid and everything, then...
Okay, so this isn't too bad for Solsky, yeah, because he gets to go through all this normally. Then he'll be in the Dark World, he can go to Meridia or whatever route he wants to do, and then come back with pretty easy access to Ganon.
Yeah. Echo is a good dog.
So unless Maniacal shows us some new technology, I think we're probably going to see Solsky win on stream. But Maniacal could also make that Bryn Loop play in time to catch back up because of the bosses Solsky has to complete.
Taurun. Closest sword for Solsky, I mean, there's one right behind Kraid, there's one right behind Dragon. So either way, he's going to end up with at least Tempered Sword, unless he doesn't check the locations after the bosses, but I can't imagine that he wouldn't.
If he does Kraid first, he will check the Kraid escape
vault
item.
Yeah.
Or the vault. If he does Dragon first, he'll just go with the Master Sword.
There wasn't a sword at Uncle Thalfon, it was in Thieves Town. Oh, you just mean the fighter sword in general. Okay. Bow is not in Turtle Rock. Bow is in the Green Hills zone.
Alright, so Solsky has to finish GT, and then depending on his routing, he could still be looking at a sub 230 finish, maybe just barely, if he's like really quick to Dragon, Sword, go, go, go.
Yeah. So
But
at this point, Solsky's probably in the lead, yeah?
Yeah, for sure. I think Solsky's, it's his race to lose at this point. Ooh, Maniacal had to be a little bit careful there. Needs to get this key in order to progress forward, because you can, depending on key distribution, lock yourself out of Ganon's Tower if you don't pick that one up. Here goes the long, potentially slow... Oh! Boldorm fall for Solsky.
Yikes.
That almost never happens.
Got bullied, man. Bully.
He was trying to do a hammer dash, it looked like.
A bottle on the first bullet.
Oh, now I get it. So you get the book as a sign of growing more mature with age, and then you can finally get your first bottle and have a drink.
Yeah. Yo, Solsky. Hover. Do it.
Yes, I love it.
Nice.
So for anyone watching in chat, no, Andy is not the only person who can hover.
That was nice. Good job, Solsky.
Ooh, Maniacal's in Super Metroid. Probably gonna go look for the bow and wrecked ship because he has to go that way to do Phantom, which would be unfortunate. Yeah, with how long Maniacal has orphaned the locations in Brinstar, that might be the last place he wants to go back to.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's gonna have to, so... Yo, swag strats. Swagging him.
Meanwhile, Ivan and Metroid MST both in Turtle Rock simultaneously, but looking for different Go Mode items. And with a different set of progression in that Metroid MST has done Swamp Palace and Ridley, but Ivan has done Phantom.
Alright, Solsky's gonna probably head directly to Dragon. Yeah, that looks like this little... Nope, I lied. Nope, I didn't.
Nice. Okay, so we will see Solsky hit proper Go Mode probably as soon as this boss is dead.
Yes. And Maniacal's gonna do a full check of wreck ship, unfortunately.
Yeah, this is so tragic. So, of course, we've talked about how wreck ship is often not filled with any progression in the current combo logic, but also bow is one of those items that, despite all that, could be anywhere. It's one of those things that doesn't lock many other locations, so it's hard to deduce where the bow might have been. So you kind of just end up full clearing the game searching for it if it's your Go Mode item.
I almost asked a really dumb question. I was gonna say, does Maniacal possibly think the bow could be on pedestal?
It's okay, we forgive you.
Thanks. I'm glad somebody does. For my silliness. Alright, Ivan. You gonna go to escape yet? Now that you're done in Turtle Rock? No. Go back to bed.
Ivan might be doing a full ship refill here and then planning to head with all this energy and ammunition to Lower Norfair.
That's a good idea. Kind of take a look at what he's got as far as ammo, reserves, energy.
So do you think Metroid MST also goes and does the full clear in Ganon's tower after this, looking for Bo?
Maybe. If not, like, wreck ship first.
Solsky just barely missed the one cycle toasty on Dragon. All right, here it comes.
Shovel.
Okay, so let's do this again. At 2 hours, 10 minutes, and 18 seconds, Solsky is officially our first runner in Go mode.
Go mode.
Oh man, Solsky using IBJ
There we go.
strats. Well, not IBJ, but just bomb jump strats over these roly-polies or whatever they're called. He has an aversion to doing the clip through them with gravity suit on, and you'll sometimes see him turn gravity suit off to do that.
All right, Ivan making the play over here to the Brinstar loop. He needs to be doing the beginning of Link to the Past, not.
Nah, Solsky doesn't want anything for Ganon. He's good to go.
He's going
Solsky's
to the business
already.
center.
Yeah, this is the fastest way to create.
Yep. So he may still check the vault to pick up a tempered sword, but tempered sword, silverless gap is pretty free. So.
Yeah, but Solsky has been deep into tournaments in both of these games. He is intimately familiar with Master Sword Silverless Ganon. It's a chore to do, but he won't fail at it, I don't think.
And we did see Ivan check the waterway just now. Probably still thinking flippers were there after he got the speed booster in Meridia. Big 20 hiding behind there, so I don't think there's anything speed booster was.
That's right.
Good for her. Silvers were in King's Tomb.
Yeah, the king was laid to rest with some very precious valuables there.
The Hyrule legacy, as far as the family item, is definitely a nice hand-me-down.
Ooh, look at those swag D-boosts from Solsky. And a nice quick kill.
Okay, he's not checking the item behind Kraid, so he's not going to get flute. Which is fine. He doesn't need it. But I'm curious if he'll check the vault still. Since it's right there. But so is that room behind Kraid. I don't know.
Yeah, I just seeing how many times he's run the game in such difficult situations, I can't imagine him wanting to lose any more frames.
Solsky.
I mean, we know that it would be a time save to take those 8 seconds of door transitions and stuff, but he doesn't.
That's okay. Oh man. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah, so now he routes back into Link to the Past, goes to Ganon, then comes to the ship, does Phantoon, and back to Torian. Oh, I'm just kidding. He's gonna do Wreck Ship and Torian first. This saves on some saving reset routing and stuff, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which means we'll get a rare chance to see the Link to the Past credits on Zulski's screen, at least. All right, Maniacal's in Brinstar. And Ivan, meanwhile, has been doing this Lower Norfair Hell run, which we probably could have been hyping up a little bit more, but he's getting ready for his first Crystal Flash here. I wonder if Ivan has run Reverse Boss Order, which is one of the main routes that features this kind of trickery.
That is a good question.
For anyone that saw AGDQ a couple weeks ago, Shiny Zenny did the Reverse Boss Order run of Super Metroid, and it was super intense.
Yeah, it was really impressive to watch. I was there. It was amazing.
I actually found it very.
Metroid,
Oh, Maniacal's finishing.
14% ice.
Wait.
I think he had.
Oh, crud. I thought
think he
Maniacal
does
was
do
doing
RBO.
Rim Loop to get his bow. Oh no, he's just doing Torian.
Uh-oh.
Maybe when he comes out. Wait. Maybe when he comes out of the escape, since you don't need to get off the planet, he'll actually go back into Brinstar.
While it's all still exploding?
I mean, sure.
Why not? That would be pretty cool.
The funny trick though is that you come out with no ammo, so you can't do certain checks until you like go somewhere and restock a bit.
Oh, true.
But if he manages to pick up a power bomb shortly after, he could actually have a really cool route down to Green Hill Zone.
So RBO is not the 14% ice clear, right?
That's right. For low percent ice and speed are two different ways to beat the game.
Okay.
Obviously, low percent.
So then I don't think that he does RBO, or at least it's not listed as a personal best on his stream. So
Gotcha. Yeah, RBO is like a nightmare of a challenge as far as the low health and the situations you put yourself in early doing suitless Lower Norfair.
Yeah, and I don't even see him in the leaderboards for RB. Oh, he's 32. He's 32nd. So I guess he does at least know how to do it. I don't know if he just doesn't do it often.
Ah, okay. So no baby skip for Maniacal. What I like about GDQ also is that thematically they had two very similar runs for both of these games. They had the one-hit KO run that Zelna did for Link to the Past.
Yeah.
So both of those like excruciatingly difficult, take a ton of practice in order to get through. Each of them had like, well, you had backup saves in Super Metroid, but Zelna did take a couple of deaths, I think, in his one-hit KO run.
And Ivan there checking to make sure that his reserves were empty. Going for a second Crystal Flash here, which is perfect timing since you have to power bomb those blocks open. So this is the perfect place for.
Convenient. Yeah, and with this loadout and energy, he probably doesn't need to do another Crystal Flash because there'll be that respite of no fire or no lava damage in the Fire Fleas area.
Yeah.
Wow, such an interesting route divergence on all our screens. Getting this early Mother Brain here from Maniacal. So we actually will get two different Link to the Past credits today.
Unless everybody does. Or like thinking.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. We could get more than that. That's so unusual. Almost every runner finishes Super Metroid last in this combo.
Ivan does need to get boots. Did he see them? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I was
So
gonna
he's
say.
gonna take this extra time, and it's good that he's getting the boots right, as we found out after all of our runners got them that GT was boots locked. But he'll have to use up his last crystal flash here instead of getting out without another one. Also, I was a little bit thrown off. I think our audio just changed recently, even though Maniacal is on Mother Brain.
I was gonna say, yo, you want that? You want that super? Get back.
Oh, free energy tank! It's lit. No more crystal flashes for Ivan.
Yeah, that's really lucky. Perfect. I forgot that was there actually.
Yo, Metroid MST is doing Brinstar, so that
He's
bow's gonna be coming pretty soon. Oh
I
wow,
guess.
they went this whole route without high jump. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. And chat pointing out that Metroid MSD is not synced with the other runners, so he's 3 minutes behind on his timer.
Oh yeah, that lag increased over the course of the game. That must have been a freeze or delay at some point. So I guess if we fast forward 3 minutes in time, Metroid MST will probably have gotten to Bow, and
Uh-huh.
then we'll be back in Link to the Past heading to Ganon's Tower-ish. Well, Maniacal just toasts Mother Brain with a really good stand-up, only needed a couple Hyper Beam shots, and Solsky's about to maybe show off a baby skip.
Ooh.
Never mind.
Got snagged. All right, Ivan's doing a couple checks here. He's gonna pick up silvers because he's got boots, and he's still looking for those flippers.
He's in the neighborhood of a part of the escape, so maybe it makes him think about it.
Maybe he's gonna head over to Bonk Rocks.
Maniacal, one of our two runners without speed booster, so he's got to escape the slow way. And as chat points out, Solsky saved the frames, faced right with that baby knob.
The bow.
Nice. So that's Metroid MST's go mode. And I gotta admit, it is a bit funny that Maniacal is technically not in go mode yet, and yet here he is, finishing
Yep.
one of the two games.
And obviously, as you guys are seeing here now, Maniacal has finished with Super Metroid. He's going through the escape sequence. Everything looks like it's blowing up and people are going to die. But the Space Pirates are still here. And then
There's
as
no
soon as he
countdown.
goes through this door, all the explosions and the alarms and everything will shut off. It's done. But now he just needs to not go to Link to the Past. Oh, Maniacal.
Ooh, where is he off to now? Off to maybe do some
Sprite
mimic
Cave?
skips? Oh yeah, or just could be cleaning up disparate chat. Solsky pumping in those full beam shots. It takes 20 charge ice waves plasma in order to get to Metroid. Sorry, the boss's final form. I literally blanked on Mother Brain's name for a moment there. I was like, Big Metroid, Metroid Brain, Mother Metroid.
The Mother Metroid's only in Metroid 2.
That's right. Solsky opting out of stand up, it looks like, just wants to play it safe. No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. He's at no health, not 3 energy tanks of health. He is doing the stand up. I blame my lack of having gone to a fish fry yet for a couple of mental mistakes.
Yeah. All right, Maniacal is going into GT.
Ooh, this is exciting. Does he know it? Can he do it?
That's the big question. All right, we'll see. Pretty hype. Metroid MST finishes up with Phantom. Finishes off his 4 golden bosses.
Nice. Ghost elephant down. So, Maniacal might be looking up a video on how to do this in real time. But the trick is basically going to be a sequence of frame perfect pause buffers, inching the mimics into the wall, like clipping them into the wall, and then moving them down like a frame at a time until they finally just kind of run off the screen. I might have not explained that perfectly. And Solsky, all he has left is the escape sequence. No, oh, and Ganon.
And Ganon.
That's right. Man, I'm getting
So let's get
debated by
1G
all
in
of these.
chat for
Yeah.
Solsky. We didn't get 1G in chat for Maniacal too. Right?
Oh, we've missed all of our Gs. Between the two of them, there's a single G each.
Does Maniacal have the magic cape? I don't believe he does. Yeah, he does have it. It's right there. All right, so they're in the block. The mimics are inside the block. That's kind of where you want them, right?
I think so. It'd be interesting for sure. Oh, you know what? Solsky is on Silverless Master Sword Ganon, so it's going to be a finish time over 230. I think if he had either of those other 2 items, he might have had his shot still at the sub 230.
Yeah. And Ivan, having not been into Ganon Tower yet, doesn't have the Book of Medora. I wonder if he's thinking flippers are at us.
Oh no! At this point, this has got to be a missed or forgotten location. I can't imagine someone would go and full clear Mire for Green Pendant. That's 3 total items. When Front of Escape is also 3 items, and it's right by the house.
Yeah. And it could be just he's thinking Green Pendant as well.
Right, but I mean, like, it's 2 items in Mire, 1 on the Green Pendant for 3, and you also get 3 in this Escape for like way fewer minutes invested.
And Frame the Animal is asking, how hard is this trick for Maniacal? It is, I think you said frame perfect?
Yeah, it's repeated frame perfect pause buffers.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculously difficult. I think Aussie, as far as I know, is the only person who's actually done it so far.
I think he's the only one who's on stream, and he has used it in races. I'm not sure about other runners in practice or off stream.
Yeah.
By the way, Ozzy is in this race and has not finished. So Solsky still on track to be our first place finisher.
We have had 2 people forfeit. One person had to forfeit early, and the other player, I think, just had a couple
had too many
unfortunate
deaths. Yeah.
Oh, Andy can do it too? Cool.
It makes sense that Andy would be up to date on all the hottest and latest tech in this game, considering how many glitch routes he runs.
MST going for the baby skip. Yeah.
Oh.
Yikes.
This is our first Vitreous kill because Metroid MST was the only other person to go in and died on Vitreous, so we will actually get to see what was on the Green Pendant. Ooh, Solski's got a fairy, but does have to be careful. Also, Maniacal got through Mimics 1, so it's Mimics 2 now.
Oh, he did get through the first room. Wow.
Yeah, he can tell he's
Impressive.
pausing to watch the video for the second screen. Oh, Ivan, you're so close, and yet so far. Did he ever turn in his shovel? Is this the first time shovel check?
I think so, yeah. Yep.
Oh my goodness.
I really want some toast.
Yeah, if only the SM runner Toasty were in this race.
Toasty? Muffins? But not muffins, just toast.
Oh, he's got to get this guy. Oh. Yeah, Solski fell on purpose. Because if you don't get Torch Glitch for Master Sword Silverless, it is such a grueling fight.
You can grab the fairy from the tree here.
I mean, he fell, but he didn't fall on purpose. Oh, sorry, he didn't fall accidentally, like by being hit. He fell on purpose because he missed Torch Glitch.
Yeah.
So unless Solski has like a lot of mishaps with this fight, and Maniacal gets the Mimic skip very quickly and ascends up GT, Solski should still have the lead. Oh, nice! Ivan's in the escape!
Nice.
We'll go from Go mode -1 to actual Go mode. I was going to say -2, but the Varia is long since moot because Lower Norther has already been done.
Yeah.
And Metroid MST is dodging catch-up.
And Ivan is done. Well, not done, but he's done an escape. He left. He's good. Got his flippers. Heading straight to Link's house. Gonna go right into Swamp.
Okay, so Metroid MST turned off various to get that quick damage down for the stand-up glitch. Alright, on to phase 3 again for Solski. Probably going to really prioritize his positioning closer to the left torch when Ganon, when the fourth set of tiles are falling. Whoa! I'm surprised but pleasantly and really happy and congratulatory to say that Prier 57 has finished in first place off stream with a time of 2 hours, 32 minutes, and 37 seconds, beating their PB by 32 minutes and 43 seconds.
That is
Congratulations,
impressive.
Prier.
Yeah. Especially on a hard logic seed to get a PB, that's pretty awesome.
And you can totally see how it would happen too. If you don't have some of those sort of strategic misses on locations from the other runners we had on stream, a lot of the stuff was pretty free in this seed location-wise.
Oh, bye, baby Metroid. I love you.
I've raced with that runner who just finished Prier a couple nights in a row. Got beat every time. That's someone who's very rapidly improving.
Yes.
I'm not keeping count of these sword spins here, but Solski is well underway on this third phase.
I was just thinking that. I was like, I wonder what the count is. Ooh, missed that one.
This is so stressful. At least for me when I do it. I don't know how Solski's nerves are. I guess if it's not a tournament and it's just a weekly, you're probably not sweating quite as much.
But then again, knowing Solski and how competitive he is, this is just as, you know, it's just like a tournament match to him. Boo-boo, boo-boo, boo-boo. I like Ganon music. Go, we did it.
Hey, all right. Everyone
Single
get your
G for
GGs in the chat.
MST and a
Oh,
double
yeah.
GG for Solsky.
So 3 total Gs, but you might want to space them out. Metroid MST, oh god. You can bonk that door and actually go through it if you haven't finished Link to the Past, and had to kill the pirates in that room just to get back out.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can call the time if you like.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Solsky finishes in second place with an official SRL time of, 2 hours, 34 minutes, and 23 seconds.
Congratulations, Polsky.
We'll see if we can get him into interview.
Wait, how is it? Is that normal? How is it showing the .done and .comment stuff? Those aren't real.
No.
Right?
No.
Okay.
Like the randomized Triforce text. Sometimes it'll say GG or like what a seed or whatever. It's just the Triforce text.
Yep. And Maniacal is working on that skip, and now we've got his audio on.
Yeah. We love listening to skip music. So another cool thing that's pretty neat about this mimic trick is that because you move the mimics from the first room out of bounds or off the screen, the sprites are still loaded in the game. The game knows that you haven't killed them even though the door has opened. And that creates this weird thing with overloading sprites and everything that makes it so the BMOs don't shoot their beams at you, which is really fortunate for people who are trying to do this glitch, just because then they don't have to worry about getting sniped by BMOS beams all the time.
Totally. So Metroid MSC, having done Mother Brain, even though both Ivan and Metroid MSC are going to Ganon's Tower right now, has a lead.
Metroid MSC just tried to go to Hera. That's not Ganon.
Oh.
No, the fairy! The dead rocks.
We don't have Solsky's audio on, so we can't hear the great credits music for Link to the Past.
I mean, we could switch to it if we want to, but...
But we'd rather listen to Maniacal's menu. Whoa,
yes.
Whoa, whoa.
Weep, 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 weep.
It'd be cool if Ganon's Tower had unique music instead of just being like a crystal dungeon.
Crystal dungeon. I mean, like in Zelda 2, when you go into Ganon's Palace and everything, then it has that really awesome music.
Oh yeah, I love that track.
Come on, Maniacal, you can get it.
Also, I gotta say, as a caster, this is a great seed for us because it's been so fast for our runners. They probably all finish under 3 hours, unless Maniacal has too much more trouble with this. And we'll all get to go home. Or eat fish.
Yes, fish. With tartar sauce mayonnaise. Welcome, Solsky and GG.
Thanks, guys.
GG, Solsky.
Do you want to know where another sword was?
I'm sure it was free, but go ahead.
Kraid Vault.
Yeah, I thought so.
And Spazer also.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just was my only bump, I guess, in that seed. Like, I saw Quake and Gravity, and I was like, well, I guess I'm in Go, and then I actually forgot that I was looking for a sword.
Yeah.
But I was actioning towards Turtle Rock and GT anyways. I'm like, oh, I'll find one there. No. And I'm like, well, I got Meridia, and then sure enough, there's Master Sword right at Craig, or what was
Dragon.
it? Dragon, yeah. And it's like, well, I guess I'm just doing Master Sword Silverless. And then, so what happened in the Ganon fight was I saw the message, and then my brain did weird things and thought I had silvers, so I was setting up for Master Sword silvers.
Oh.
And then I noticed like last second is like, so,
Yeah, I missed that. It was really close though.
so that's why I dashed down with the fire rod. I was like, get the so that's why I
see.
skipped out.
I thought
And it-
once you missed Torch Glitch that it was an intentional fall.
Yeah, it was. I probably should have kept it. Like if I had tempered, it's better to do redo, but with Master Sword it's sketchy. I think it was almost just about as faster, but it would have been really close.
Yeah, got sniped right at the end there by Prier, but honestly, we're all congratulatory and pleasantly surprised. They just busted their personal best by over half an hour.
Yeah, it's a great race by him.
Are you watching
Pretty
this
good seed
stream,
overall.
by the way? The restream?
I'm just pulling it up right now, actually. It looks 3 people in GT, cool.
Well, but also look at what Maniacal's been doing. He's been on this for like 20 minutes.
Look at all these guys with their swords. I'm here with like Fighter Sword GT, Fighter Sword everything, and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, Master Sword Ganon. They probably found silvers too, didn't they?
Silver's in King's Tomb.
King's Tomb? Okay, because I knew it was Light World, so the first thing I thought it was the mushroom.
That's true. We didn't see
that I
that.
scouted. I was like, "Ugh," but yeah.
I want to say we saw Ivan turn in the mushroom. I don't remember what was there.
Oh.
Yeah, because Wreckship was full of fetch quests, and that was it.
See, that's a bad misjudgment too. If there's a sword in Crate Vault, I mean, Crate Vault takes like nothing to check, and I
Right.
checked Wreckship supers, so I should have checked that as well. I think I was just really worried that a lot of people were getting on top of each other, so I just kind of went on as fast as I could.
Yeah, knowing what you know now in retrospect about the quantity of early available items in the seed, you probably feel like you could have done it a lot faster if you just kind of decided a few things differently in the
Oh
early
yeah,
game.
this could have been the Sub 2 Dream. I think this was the seed. Like,
Yeah.
I hit go mode. I think what 140, 145.
Yeah.
Well,
and
with
had
a
6 crystals
sword,
down, so
technically
Yeah.
it was like 218.
right.
Oh, swag hover for Ivan, by the way. So
Yeah.
2 on-stream runners hovered Moldorm.
But yeah, no, it felt really good. I felt like I made good decision making. I actually was really dumb too. So in the early game, I'm looking for progression, right? So I went to Eastern and I'm like, okay, progression has to be here. I don't have anything else to do. And then I got like the compass in the big chest, and I was like bamboozled and baffled. I didn't know what happened. And then I'm on my way to break Death Mountain with finding Screw Attack. I'm like, oh well, I guess I can do like the Norfair stuff. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, bottle vendor.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because you had the money, and we knew that
Yeah.
you had passed through there with money.
Because you get 300 rupees in well.
Yeah.
So I was like, wait, what?
just
Why do
just
you-
another mental mistake, really. That's all it
Yeah.
was. But
It's alright. You already
all
have
good.
it, dude.
it was a lot of fun though. The sea was very interesting. Hard mode seeds I typically don't like. This one I really did. Just because it kind of was a lottery, but it wasn't. Just because it kind of branched out and it told a neat little story with it. So I like the boots too after
Yeah.
doing desert.
I saw you say LOL after that.
Yeah,
I
that
was
was
like, yeah.
hey, watch Quake and Gravity be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this seed was really fun to call, and we saw so much route divergence because of the early openness in it. And we saw Ivan go suitless lower Norfair because of missing the escape
Full
until
escape.
basically endgame. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He pretty much go-moded flips, so by the time that he got to that first chest in front of Escape, he just mirrored out and left. So he never got there yet.
ugh.
But he got all 4 swords, so...
And you can tell Maniacal's determined to do this trick rather than go hunt for the bow, even though it could mean that Ivan overtakes him and Metroid MST already has.
Did Maniacal skip Bryn Loop then?
Yeah, because he went down early with Screw Attack, he both did the the pink Bryn partial clear, and he dipped blue Bryn, got high jump, and then probably just never wanted to go back to that stuff.
That's fair.
Like, I bet he assumed if there was anything down there that, like, it was too late for him and he missed it anyways.
Not fair.
Yeah.
Look at Ivan with his butter sword silvers.
Single G for
This
Ivan, who
guy.
just finished Ganon. Yeah, this because we haven't switched the audio over to anyone
I'm
else.
switching
it's
it.
been-
I can't do
okay,
it
thank you.
anymore.
It's been a
Yeah.
constant stream
Switch it
of
to
beep,
maniacal so we
beep,
could just hear
beep,
like the
beep.
pause buffering.
That's what
That's
it's
what
been,
we are
actually.
hearing. But you probably have the stream muted so you don't hear the echo of us.
Metroid MST dropping into Ganon. Should have this fight cleaned up very soon. Be about 2 minutes away from victory.
I tried changing to Metroid MST,
Oh.
but
Maniacal has forfeited in IRC.
yeah. There we go. All right, so let's see if he wants to come in and chat.
That's crazy, but that speaks to like what I assumed could happen, and it seems like Maniacal did it minus that bow. Which is, it's a big shame too, because that bow was pretty free. You just had to commit to it, and just him doing the play early, I guess, was just screw attack kind of cost him.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, can't wait to get him in here and hear his thoughts about this one, because there's just so much to unpack about this seed for everyone. It wasn't convoluted logically, but it was very... you could just find yourself like regretting your choices at so many different points because it's hard to see what was optimal.
Also, we have Ivan showing us how it's done with Metroids 1 through 4.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was the main reason why I didn't want to get X-Ray. I noticed Ivan doesn't have it. Is item canceling for me is still a little awkward with the button switch on my controller, so I prefer just to spam through. But yeah,
But we were entertained at least to see you go pick it up and be, I think, our only runner to, or maybe one of two to full microwave those SM bosses.
yeah, it made sense. Like I had both Fantoon and Dre, so that's why I did it. If it was only like Dre, then time didn't make sense. But for both, it did make sense.
Welcome, Maniacal.
Hey, how's it going? GG Solsky.
No good game. No sick Gomo time, by the way. I just saw IRC.
Thanks. I was super floored by it. Honestly, that's a little disingenuous, and I think probably what happened to Aussie in this race is he hit about the same go mode time, and then got completely bodied by the fact that he didn't yet have boots, and boots were required.
Yeah.
But boots were
Oh,
basically
yeah.
in path.
Yep.
Like, he probably went back through Lower Norfair to the Mire portal because it's a faster exit rather than going up and seeing PBs in
Yeah.
jail.
GG for Metroid MST, who has just finished Ganon.
Yeah, that was a super, super free seed, and I just completely blew it. Where was Bell? Did anyone find it, or did everyone
Yeah, it
else?
was
else-
Wiggle Tube.
Oh my god! I
Yeah.
skipped Bryn Loop.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. I mean, you went through it first because you got the screw attack and everything that kind of opened it up, and went through Big Pink and checked all of that stuff early, and then never made it back.
Yeah.
through.
Yeah, I was thinking about routing it after Torian, but then I decided I would just learn how to do the stupid thing that the seed wanted me to do that I didn't know how to do.
Well, you got one room,
And
so that's
instead
impressive.
It really isn't. That was the easy one. The hard one was like... The hard one, I kept getting 1 or 2 pixels in. I couldn't get the third pixel that I think I needed. And I don't know what input I was dropping, but they kept clipping back out on me. And so, like, the first room's pretty easy. All you do is you line them up right there, you clip them 1 pixel in, and then you hold either down or up or whichever direction you need to get them to walk off into space. But then you need to do it like 3 times consecutively in the next room, it looks like, from the clip I was using to try and learn it. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a good tutorial on it, so I don't know how close I was. I was
Yeah.
just using visual cues.
Your best bet
Someone
would
in
have been
chat
to-
was more knowledgeable. I'm sure that chat had some idea and was like, yeah, he's like 3 pixels off and is holding it for too many frames. And
It's not a widely known trick, obviously, as you would know too. I was thinking for video footage, you'd want to go to Ozzy's race against Hitaka. Was it? It was semifinals. Ozzy used it in GT.
Yeah, I mean,
in a couple weeklies.
I was gonna say I've seen clips of him rolling it out in a few different races. I mean, that would be one place. I think the clip that I have of the practice ROM is more insightful because it shows inputs, because I don't think Ozzy's stream has an input display.
Yeah, I don't. But we are joined by Metroid MST, so hi, welcome, and GG.
Hello.
Thank you.
Yeah, GG. I'm gonna hop out because there's not really too much more to say. Got bodied by the bow.
It's all good.
All right, maybe I'll do better next week. We'll see. Take it easy.
Yeah,
Thanks for
stopping by.
Thanks for the restream. 2 in a row, I've just gotten completely destroyed by dumb things, failures of knowledge, and failures of remembering. But it's still fun.
You got soul skied.
Something like that. I wish I had the vision.
All right, I'm gonna dip to you guys. Thanks for the interview. Appreciate it. And take care,
Nice having you on.
Take it easy.
Fun runs today. Metroid MST, you still there with us?
I am.
Cool. Well, GG. Congrats on let me check, 3rd place. Honestly, with so many good runners competing today, really, really solid time.
I agree. I was not expecting to get anywhere near the top, and top 3 is I'm really happy with that. There's no way I can be
so congrats on that.
So no, that was probably, I said in the chat, but that was probably the dumbest routing I've ever done, and it paid off.
Yeah, the seed kind of gave you a lot of stuff in the route, as long as you made the Crocomere dip, which is one of the few things that could have hung people up.
Or escape.
Yeah, well, Ivan, we'll talk to him about that afterwards.
Yeah, so no, the I at the end, obviously I was looking for the bow, and with so much in Zelda, I figured it was going to be in Metroid at some point. And then instead of doing the boss that I had left and checking that area, because I didn't want to do that because Wreck Ship never has anything unless it's early. I've never found a go mode item there. So I was going to do some weird, stupid route to go check Red Brinstar, go back up through Green Brinstar, then back to the Wreck Ship. And I didn't have to do any of that. So that was pretty nice.
All right, and GG's in chat for Ivan, having finished in 4th place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 51 minutes, and 41 seconds. Joined in chat already. Welcome, Ivan and GG.
Hey, thanks.
How's it going? It's pretty impressive to watch you go through and do that suitless lower Norfair. Very well done.
Yeah, I was getting tired of waiting for various suit to show up, so...
Are you itching to know where it was?
I'm assuming it was in Swamp.
Nope.
It was in the Zelda's cell chest, right?
No, it was Blue
Or it was the second chest. Oh, yeah.
So if
That's
you had gone and done
stupid.
your escape early, you would have had
God.
those flippers, you would have had that various suit.
Good lord.
Yeah. It was really cool to watch you do the suitless, and grabbing that E-tank just before 3 Musketeers, definitely a nice find.
Yeah,
so
I mean...
Crystal Flash again.
Yeah, I could have Crystal Flashed again, but I just saved a little time there. Yeah, no, I was talking to my chat about it too. Like, we had so much stuff early on that I wasn't going to go into the front of Escape for 2 things.
Yeah.
Just because Escape just sucks. It's slow.
Yeah.
So it's just unfortunate that both of the things I would have wanted were in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a way, the seed was too open. There was so much that everyone could do, and you could basically chop up the 2 games route however you wanted. Maniacal ended up skipping a full Bryn loop because he had dipped in early. You skipped Escape, and in each of those cases, it was like, oh, that was the one place he couldn't miss.
Right. What was in Brinstar? I don't even remember.
Green Hill Zone had the bow.
Oh, right, yeah.
So we had Maniacal on stream here for about 20-25 minutes trying to bow skip in Ganon's Tower. He had done everything else, Mother Brain and so forth. He was shooting for a world record. So, Metroid MST, Ivan, what are some of your other thoughts about how you routed, interesting places that the seed put certain items?
I nearly forgot Hype Cave, which would have turned out pretty bad. Yeah, I was so excited with my route with the 2 red crystals to go do the Pyramid Fairy. I've completely forgot that after doing Swamp. I was like, well, I can just go straight here and get this. And that almost destroyed me.
Yeah, to leave Ice Rod behind in a place like disastrous.
Yeah,
but at least you remembered and you made it back, so it worked out.
Yeah, I think Ice and Bow were my last ones, so finding that was pretty important.
And of course, Boots in Lower Norfair for the Ganon Tower Big Key.
Oh, correct, yeah.
Who doesn't love that?
Yeah, fortunately those were in path, as was noted on the stream earlier, because that's just one of the most troll ways the seed can end, is with everyone doubling back to find Boots.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been fun, but...
And for a while there, we were actually thinking that Desert Palace was Boots' Law, but then, because of the small key on the torch, but then we forgot that we got the big key, good full core, but... It was, for a while there, we were like, oh, we need Boots, and then we were like, oh, no, we don't need Boots, and then we needed Boots, so it was okay.
That was funny. Ivan, also, Ozzy was right on your tail. It looks like had finished in 5th place, about 40 seconds slower than you.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, no, I think I was pretty happy with how I routed this. I did a little different than I normally. Like, usually, at Super Metroid's like my stronger game by far. And normally when I find Morph Ball, I just head straight into Super Metroid. But with the amount of stuff that we could do in Link to the Past, I just kind of decided to stay in. And like it was really cool that we had basically full Dark World access a little over 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
And then Hookshot and Hera let us do like full Death Mountain. Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
With Mitts on Spectacle that gave you everything.
Yeah, you got to be so efficient.
Yeah.
We were noting in the very early game, and it was progressing so fast it was hard to call it the early game, but you had a pretty sizable lead just in terms of how you routed it, because you were getting all that free stuff in Dark Overworld. You were getting the sword, the fire rod, ice rod, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And you had a pretty sizable crystal lead, like 3 crystals to everyone else's none and no bosses. And then unfortunately it was just that suit hunt that slowed you down.
Yeah. See, I'm not sure. I gotta see if there's like a list of things that are in logic for the hard mode in Super Metroid, because I didn't know if like Varia could be locked in Ganon's Tower, if that's actually required for Lower Norfair.
It's never in GT.
Okay, yeah.
No progression for Super Metroid would be. I mean, you could have like Ice Beam, I think, and
yeah, stuff that like locks locations but not bosses, and those locations don't have anything important. Those can be in GT.
Yeah, but any kind of
like
charge beam can't be there.
I know Suitless Meridia can be in logic though.
Yeah. The only places Gravity Suit can't be in hard mode are the Main Street supers, because you're not expected to get this Shine Suit or Spark Suit, and behind Dragon itself.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have any other thoughts you'd like to share?
I have a question. Ivan, if you had gone to escape early and gotten the flipper in Varia, do you think would have entirely changed everything?
Probably, because I probably would have full cleared Swamp. I would have gone into Norfair a lot earlier to get Gravity. But I mean, I probably would have stayed away from Eastern Pod as well, and not almost full cleared both of those.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's hard to like speculate that kind of stuff, because obviously pod in the eastern area just have so much stuff there anyway. So maybe I would have gone there. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
And there are pluses and minuses when like your go mode item is different. You might have full cleared an area that had nothing, like Meridia, and then ignored a place that actually had your progression. So
exactly, yeah. I'm still a little. I don't know why I broke into Ice Palace. I don't know what I was hoping for in there, but that was a little silly to do.
Well, it could have been Varia, and at least it had a crystal for you.
Yeah.
Belated congrats, by the way, on you and Andy's times on that co-op seed the other day.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. The weird seed.
We got Ozzy in the chat here, seeing if anyone did Suitless Meridia, and that's a note for the on-stream. I'm not sure if you did Suitless Lower Norfair, but you were the only one, Ivan, who did that on our stream.
Mm.
Yeah, I think Maniacal was saying that Aussie went back through Amphitheater and didn't get boots, so then he had to like track back for it, or maybe that was just speculation. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I think he was just speculating because Ozzy hadn't finished yet, and Maniacal just came into our chat at that point.
Mm.
Yeah, that would be curious to know. But outside of that, Ivan, MST, thank you guys for running. Appreciate it. It was very entertaining. It was super fun. And GG again to you both.
Thank you. Thanks for the restream.
Thanks for commenting.
Congrats on good times, especially in a tough field of runners. Everyone getting sub threes, congrats. So with that, we actually have the rare 4 restreamed runners sub 3 hour restream finish.
Indeed.
So we're going to be piecing out of this broadcast pretty soon, and we'll just say a couple of closing comments. Do you know the upcoming schedule for speed gaming, Miss Metroid?
As far as just overall on the whole day, I don't, but I can pull it up real quick. I do know that we will be back again tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern for the normal Logic Weekly. Should be pretty exciting to see that. And then I think for the rest of the day today, it looks like we've got Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer coming up immediately after this, or in the next hour at least, since we're cutting a little bit early with everybody having awesome finish times. There is the fall tournament for A Link to the Past Randomizer. I think the finals are actually going on right now over on the main Speed Gaming channel. And that's going to be pretty hype. I believe it's Andy and Thelaine going up against each other.
Ooh,
so
yeah, that will be exciting.
Yep. And then we also have Willard and Korek, I believe, going for the bronze race to find out who's going to be 3rd and 4th in that same fall tournament. And then Super Mario Brothers 3 Randomizer kicking off on a couple other channels as well.
Great. Well, thank you all for joining us here. We've posted the runner and commentary links in chat, so you can follow everyone who's partaken today. In addition to, of course, ourselves who you've heard, Siriu X was also tracking for us. Big thanks to Siriu. And big thanks to all the people behind the scenes who continue to help set up these restreams, get the video and audio put together every single week. Hope to see you tomorrow night. I'm going to run that one, so hoping for myself to get a good time.
Yeah. You'll be playing tomorrow?
Yeah, the normal
Nice.
race.
Awesome. Well, good luck with that.
Thanks. And it was a pleasure broadcasting with you.
You as well. Thank you so much, Cheesinator, for joining me. It's awesome to have you sign up. Appreciate that.
All right, and with that, we all bid you adieu.
Yes, have a great afternoon, everybody. Evening, day. Happy Sunday.